And I'm like, it's not gay if you drink the sperm, you know. It's only kind of gay if you smear it in your face, you know.
Exactly. Drinking sperm makes pineapple taste better. Everyone knows that.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty gay.
Ladies and gentlemen, glad to have you here.
Ladies
Last
and
week.
gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope everybody's sitting comfortably, and if so, let's begin. Here we have yet another episode of Season 2 of Tales from My Wife's Son, merely entitled So Fragile. Who would like to do the recap this week?
Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
No, I know.
Oh, you were fucked. You can't do the recap. You know
I'm
what?
gonna do the best recap.
Okay.
No, I'm curious.
You don't. The only thing I don't know, because I can't recall it, is like fucking one of the many things
Naka,
you don't know.
you are breaking character right now. I have to notify Bill of this. Bill, please
Okay,
add a
coins.
black coin.
Don't
Please add a-
fucking. Don't.
Please add a black coin. This was out of character. OOT. Okay.
Well, no, me yelling at you people is fucking completely in character.
Naka, no time for OC talk. Okay. May I please do the summary now?
So
Please?
CC technically, but yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, there was a lot of shit going on, some dudes. No, okay. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay, pay attention. For about a season and a half, we had no fucking idea what's going on. And then we stumbled upon this weird underground buried ship thingy stuff with some pods that actually contained the crew members from the Patreon episode. A lot of crazy shit is going down. And as we were like, oh man, we gotta get some fucking answers now. Fuck you, Bill. But it's like, there are rules for that. And suddenly about 500 dudes appear. And they're not like normal dudes, they're like a fucking army, and they shoot arrows at us, they just try to fuck us up. And as we're like, well, this is not good. In that moment we get fucking swatted, you know, flashbang and all. And Kaka is getting fucked up. Yeah, that's kinda all that happened on our side. Kaka is getting fucked up. On the other side, our resident Irish quote unquote freedom fighter got teleported to Ireland, where he killed Bobby Sands and also lost all of his powers. And now he's back with us, and also he's kind of weird, and he's got some alien shtick going on because I think he's just trying to copying me, to be quite honest.
He also has his famine powers back.
Oh yeah, he can famine people now. And in the last episode, there were a lot of dolphins and a bit of spookiness.
Where do dolphins come from? Please explain that to the audience.
No.
Yes,
Okay, how
please.
summoning works
Just
is
draw the details.
what it does is it takes a bunch of primal raw building blocks of life in the form of magical energy. It crams it also then crams that energy into a rough framework, which basically makes up the idea of what your summoning target is. So in this case, it's a big stencil in the shape of a dolphin that you cram raw creation into until it starts raining dolphins, in this case. This is not an actual dolphin summoned from elsewhere, it is just the idea of a dolphin that has been given kind of raw magical life.
So yeah, we kind of bombarded the advancing army with the idea of dolphins.
Pathfinder summoning is weird and dumb.
Brilliant. Welcome to the concept of the idea of dolphins. Brilliant. Brilliant.
It's like that one chapter of Berserk that got cut.
The idea of dolphins.
They're just rolling along the floor.
Considering what the God Hand get up to on a regular basis, would not be out of character.
I mean, come on, that was a pretty good summary. I think we deserve a coin for that.
That was a surprisingly robust summary for someone who was off his tits at the time.
I was actually surprised.
As such, I will include I'll do this.
Yes.
I also want to point out he used meta knowledge to reveal my character's actual real name, which is, you know, racist.
Why? We are alone. We're gonna run.
I
Bill
remind
out
you
of
guys that
coins. We poor.
I remind you that you all share the same jar of coins.
I regret nothing.
I'm sure you will soon.
Listen, you're all sat around the same. I'm not sitting at the table playing Russian roulette. You're all the people playing Russian roulette. There's about what 6 of you total, and a gun with 1 bullet. And every time you add a coin to the jar, you're adding a bullet to the gun. At this point, it's not a revolver. It's one of those Glocks with like the stupidly long high cap magazine.
I'm literally pressing my head right beside Layman's and putting the revolver next to me.
What you're doing is you're getting a bump stock and fitting it to the revolver.
That's pretty smart.
That's illegal now.
It's a highly citrus maneuver.
Alright, Bill, can we get a recap of the condition of the fucking strike force, please? I think one of them's bleeding to death, one of them's completely fine.
This one is
one is bleeding out, one is bleeding out, one is paralyzed, and one is currently on the roof having impaled Nuka on a weather vane.
Ouch.
And we left off at the beginning of his turn.
Nice.
Last turn, Nuka had attempted to dominate him, using his vampiric domination abilities. Let's see what the dice say. It's kind of a brief moment, his body's still rigid. Just slowly relaxes somewhat. You saw him just turn away from you, quite quietly, not really saying much of a word. And he walks off toward the gap in the roof.
Yes!
Is it my turn?
You see him kind of shimmy up his mask, up over his nose, and you can see this heavy, like, broad jaw with kind of a sparse stubble of beard. Though he's facing away from you, you can kind of see as he fidgets that his mouth has been glued shut. It's heavy resin. He fidgets a fingertip into the very corner, and with one swift motion rips his mouth back open. You can see him spit a little blood as he does it, as the glue has been ripped away, along with chunks of his mouth. You can just see the shine of white teeth tinged red with blood. He just reaches toward the edge of the gap, leans his head in, just kind of exhales, just very gently. And then okay, on to the next turn. That will be Ritualist's turn.
Alrighty then. Can I see this dude? Is this him?
That is indeed him.
Is indeed him.
And
Is he
despite what I
my
just described, he's not standing where he was.
I
You look up and there's nothing there.
Wait, are you saying that he vanished?
Did I see him vanish? Because I'm watching him like a motherfucking hawk.
Oh, I'm aware, Nuka, don't worry.
basically because I'm on the bottom floor. Can I see him on the upper floor? Is this the guy, or I'm showing on the map?
I shall roll your perception check. As you kind of glance up, you can see him there, but he's not looking down at you. His eye, you can't really see his eyes, but you can just see his teeth. And in one of his hands, he's got something.
Can I appraise it? Sense the value of the thing?
Yes, you can.
Okay, appraise.
Oh no.
I can feel
Oh,
the
for some reason,
problem.
I got booted to like the top of the fucking shit. That was weird. Like,
I-
you know what it is? It's a tiny little, personally engraved silver mirror. It's beautifully inlaid. It's like carefully forged silver, all one piece, filigree actual plate itself. But someone's drilled holes in the like edge of it. It's meant to be like a little hand compact almost, but the frame's very heavy, and someone has drilled gaps so that their fingers can be slipped through.
Is this thing magical or something? Can I see?
No, it's just very
Oh, no,
nicely made.
Wait, it's completely non-magical.
Yes, so beautifully made. In fact, from what you've seen, it might even be made of mithril.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
sense the value of the thing, or will I have to inspect it closely?
Judging, before the actual gaps were drilled, from the original iconography on it, like this, like beautifully inlaid, like bird and feather and flower imagery, it appears to be on some small kind of trinket to Shellen, the deity of beauty and art. But someone has crudely drilled gaps in it. Before it was damaged, it would have been worth about 3,000 gold pieces, maybe more.
Out of character here, real quick. So when Ritualist uses his appraise ability, and you say it is not magical, are we talking there are no magical properties inherent to the item, or there is nothing magical happening with the item?
That means there are no active magical abilities, nor are there obvious inherent magical abilities at work. If it's anything deep, everything dormant, anything that needs to be activated, anything that needs to be like brought up through other magical means, like stuff that wouldn't be checked by detect magic but would instead require legend lore or analyze Dwemer, that stuff wouldn't show up. But anything detect magic would cover can be checked, and that was near enough. That was close to like analyze Dwemer level.
Okay.
So if I line up my shot to him, he's within 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
Don't forget, it is quite a tall thing. So it's 20 foot horizontal, but vertically it's like more like 50 or 30.
Oh, I think we should try and take him as a prisoner. To be honest.
Well, I'm going to aim for a very disabling shot inside to his crotch.
I will say it will be a tricky shot. He's kind of crouched down next to. He's kind of leaning over the gap. You would need to get it underneath his arm and catch him on the undercarriage, but it would be possible. Having watched some bullshit trick archery in my time, it's doable, but it will be tricky.
Well, in that case, because I want to see like the best angle for him, just find. Yeah,
I will say, if in future, if you want to make shots through walls and such, if you get adamantine tipped bolts or other substances that go through like softer materials, I'll let you make basically wall piercing rounds.
I'm basically looking. Is there any like opening or something if I approach closer that I have a better shot at him?
There is, if you were to stand exactly here, there is a gap in the roof slats where it's been knocked loose by the damage to the building. You would be able to get a slot. You'd be able to get a shot to his inner thigh and crotch.
Yeah, I basically shoot at his thighs because it's a bigger target.
In this guy's case, yeah, it is a much larger target. The dude's fucking.
Tiny nuts.
He looks like he would. Yeah, he's a fucking. The term roid rager would probably be appropriate. This dude's huge.
So I'm going to take out my crossbow and what? Is Aiden still playing? Do I get her bonus?
Aiden is currently still dancing, yes.
Yeah. like, like a poor artist. So this is shot for the tie.
Did you just sound like a prost?
Just the mental image of Aiden just doing fucking West Side Story finger snaps and having to keep the fucking party powered up.
Going through the barn, crazy barn.
So 27. That does it hit?
That, Jesus Christ! I forgot how many bonuses to hit you get. Fuck me. Yeah, that will hit. It slips between the gap in the boards and catches him in the thigh. Nuka, you can smell blood.
Hey.
Okay, let's roll damage to see if the tie shot completely destroys him. This is going to be painful.
Give me that dick blood, yo.
I'm kind of glad we have some crossbow users in the party. Yeah, it's a rare thing to get.
Every cunt in this fucking party uses bows and crossbows.
Oh shit, Bill.
Oh, don't worry. That's just a damage roll. You don't. That's not a
Oh,
D20. That's
no.
D20. It's not D20. You don't have to worry that much.
Yeah.
It's the D20 that cut the curse dice. But that's still a remarkably high amount of damage for a crossbow build. Holy shit!
Wait, you
the
rolled
wet
a
the
one?
wet.
Oh. What?
Well, he also gets an extra D8 of damage from his abilities. I am now convinced that the best crossbow build is probably the Craven, because holy shit!
Fuck's sake.
I realise his crossbow is a really nice crossbow. Fucking hell.
Don't crossbows like one-shot certain things?
Okay, crossbows have an instant death ability versus if with blessed bolts versus Rakshasa. You have no idea how fucking rare Rakshasa are and how specific that ability is. That said, they're good. They're good. They're useful because they're easy to use.
So what happens to the guy?
You can just see the bolt slip between the boards and bury itself up to the flight in his thigh. If it were anyone smaller than him, the bolt will have just travelled through and gone out the other side and probably caught him in the chest. But you can let's put it this way, Nuka.
Yep.
You can smell bone marrow.
Ooh.
I'm just going to be extra sure. I'm going to use a rapid shot for a -2 attack, and I'm going to use my repeating crossbow to fire again at this dude.
Okay.
How do vampires feel about bone marrow?
It's kind of a weird one. It's pretty much the most solid food you can eat.
And
It's
the
like-
and I think the second shot also hits.
Yeah, it does.
And -2 for this damage. Sorry, I have to deduce this because I can use only this in a single attack. So he avoided an extra 9 points of damage because I can use Cell Sword only once during one attack.
Upon having a bolt to the fucking thigh, he's now aware of you, and he will use his deflection to parry the second shot to probably avoid being killed outright. Jesus
I am
Christ!
still going
no,
for
what
the kneecaps and for the thighs, you know.
I am aware, but there's not even with non-lethal, you'd be probably ticking over into lethal. There's only so much non-lethal you can do with a crossbow.
It's
He'd have to start. He'd have to.
It's a particular rifle.
That's not better. Oh shit! Yeah, it is an energy weapon, so it doesn't actually have mass. So in this case, what you've just seen is it scorch a hole to through the bone.
I like the smell of the burned bone marrow in the morning.
It smells like a butcher's shop in here.
They're surrounded by exploded cow, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but that's not like. That's a smell of rotten offal. There's not enough muscle on these cows really to really warrant the smell of flesh. It's just rotting liver and heart and lungs.
Wait. They smell like rotting.
There is, if those of you with heal can tell from a glance, there is clear necrosis to the internal organs.
Are we talking with the required roll? As in, how advanced is the necrosis at the moment?
If you've got heal, roll it. It is not a terribly tough check, but
Give me a
And I
second.
think I'm basically done with my turn. And I smile and wave at him.
Aren't we making Deadly Boy fucking swap him to Duck's turn? Because it's supposed to be in the same turn, isn't it? Alright.
yeah, we'll be skipping that.
Alright,
Be that as it may, Layman, at a glance, it's at the very upper end of what you'd see in, say, something like a wandering spider's bite. It's heavy, lethal necrosis, but it's at the very cusp of what one could endure and still be alive.
So we're not talking
You'd
reanimation.
wager it's on that kind of threshold. It could be reanimation. It could be that these were just so they were on their way to dying.
Right.
Is that the dudes we just killed, or
Those were the cows.
The cows.
The person to the you can roll again on your turn, Layman, to try and ID anything about the guys you've actually dropped. But next up is Nuka,
okay.
who can smell blood.
Firstly, I'm going to assume the dominate sort of worked, as long as I keep my commands basically shit he would do.
As far as you can tell.
I'm going to say is, I'm just going to whisper in his head, basically. Can I use diplomacy as well to boost the effects or bluff to make it sound
The
like...
problem is that your domination requires it be said to them directly, usually with eye contact, or at least approximation of eye contact.
Yeah, alright, so and he's not looking at me, is he?
No, he's not looking at you.
Alright, well, fuck it. I'm gonna go for ninja and some of that blood fucking over to me. So, yep.
He is within your range.
Yep.
And yes, you managed to...
So just one question, Bill, really quick. Can you switch from this screen to upper screen for mud, so the audience can see what's happening?
Sorry, I don't actually have sight of that. You can just move my icon over.
Just stick mud over there.
I'm a ghost, I can see through things.
Yeah, sorry, it should have been set so that you can see both, but unfortunately...
Oh, right. No, I can see the bottom one now.
Active lights. Yeah, I just put you to both. I'll actually copy you.
Alright, so I drink some of that dick blood, fucking pretty well done, yeah.
Fucking gay.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my standard action to turn into mist.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my my move action to move 40 feet down to the ground level.
Okay, keep in mind that using your telekinesis is normally a move action. Standard action, rather.
I thought it was a swift.
Telekinesis. As a standard action, you can use telekinesis to lift one unattended object or willing creature within close range and move it up to your distance.
Right.
So you have the option, are you going to try and drink, or are you going to try and bounce out in mist form?
Yeah, fuck it, I'm going mist. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yep, doing that. Also... is this my 5th turn since fucking I used my wolves?
Don't worry. You can feel them at the extremity of your telepathic range. They have arrived.
Sweet.
But a more pressing concern, as you're attempting to use your I'm guessing it's a supernatural ability to turn into mist, which is from your feet.
Yeah.
You trigger something.
Oh no, yeah, well, whatever. What happens?
Well,
I just want Naka to die, to be honest.
Fuck yeah.
Don't we all?
No matter how many times he dies, though.
I'm like gonorrhea, I never really go away. I'm always there. On your soul.
you trigger your assailant's supernatural slayer ability, which gives him a free attack opportunity.
I fucking said the reason I never used mist is because I was going to get fucked by something like that. You lied to me directly, Bill, saying I would be alright. You told... I trusted you. That's not fair. There's a difference. There's a difference between... There's a difference between the DM giving you advice and then...
I told you, it's not a spell.
Oh, you douche.
Supernatural Slayer specifically allows supernatural abilities to provoke. But don't worry, he had a ready shot anyway, because him moving away was a feint.
Tell me, how does he move with destroy any caps?
He will use an his immediate action with his step up and strike. And as you're in the process of turning to mist, he gets one parting shot. Let's see how the dice say on this cold shot.
I thought you said that fucking like, it was an instant thing. Like basically, like, I specifically asked you,
It is instant. However, Supernatural Slayer specifies that it can get in before such things
You
actually
fucking
activate.
played me, Bill. You played me like a damn fiddle.
Haha! Welcome to fighting against a DM who knows the books, motherfucker. Roll the one, never mind.
Yes! Alright, can I get out of there before he triggers Perils of the Wall?
Too bad, no, the perils are recurring.
Alright, imagine I managed to get full misform before moving
Yes.
at least. Alright.
He puts his fist where your head was. If you had not turned to mist in that instant, he would have punched probably through your skull.
God damn it.
You dodged probably serious brain damage, if not final death.
The last thing he sees is the last part of me to turn into mist is literally my left remaining intact hand giving him the finger as I vanish.
Okay.
Get fucked.
Let's get my copy of those.
Oh god, don't explode. Don't explode.
Don't worry, I've got new charts now.
Oh, brilliant.
What's this?
Well, I need something to cover for the whole summon Balor thing. I didn't really want that to be an issue. Let's see. Oh great, it's raining blood again.
Hey,
Hell yes! Can someone get a fucking jar open, please?
Mate, I can drink that shit telekinetically. So, Bill, if it's raining blood everywhere within a 20-foot radius around me, and I use my ability to just drain that blood, and so I do a full round action.
I'm going to say that what has occurred is he has put his fist through the actual main support of the roof, and has got his arm caught, and it's just pissing blood out into the actual main lobby here, the main chunk here of the barn.
Hooray!
So he's just bleeding. Hashtag free bleed.
Hell yeah, I power that shit.
Alright, well, cool. How high up are we? 40 feet? 50 feet?
About 50 feet.
About 50 feet, so I'm about 10 feet off the ground.
Let's put it this way: if he had connected with that, it would have been a critical threat, cold shot to the head. You narrowly avoided 1d6 damage to one of your mental stats.
Ooh,
That could have rendered you literally retarded.
Well,
that could have been.
What's the
really bad.
difference?
Well, like, you
No,
know,
what, I don't know.
No, I mean like brain dead, literally like 0 int.
I can't go. No, I don't go brain dead when I go 0 and I go fucking Artorias and I just go ape
Yeah,
shit.
you become, well, at 2 or lower you go beast hood. At 0 you become completely non-responsive.
are you
No,
saying
no,
it doesn't work
crystal
out with the
creatures.
library?
No, crystal creatures go fucking ape shit at 0.
Oh, in that case, that would have been fun. Having the entire party have to fight you as well. The unkillable
that.
crystal beast. Bootleg Seath is now attacking the party.
But I need a dragon template. Fuck it, make it happen.
No,
Make
there's already a dragon in the fucking extended crew. You hire them.
Make my lower half a fucking weird snail slug.
Bitch don't even got legs. Don't even got legs.
You fucker! That animation was fucking amazing.
How's it feel, Seath? To be a bitch. Anyway.
You know what? I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch the animation. This game is shit.
Oh, it's your turn, dickhead.
Yes, your turn.
Alright, I'm going to the bathroom, be right back.
I'm gonna be an annoying twat and discuss minuscule semantics with.
Yeah, my turn's over. Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay, how is it going, Bill?
Well, will that be for me or for you? It really is a matter of perspective.
Right. Okay, dokie. The cunt next to me. What was his thing again? Is he dead? Is he unconscious? Is he?
He is currently bleeding. Out.
Okay, dokie. Situation outside. How bad is it?
Well, a few straggling members of their, crew have been attacked. Are being in the process of being attacked by wolves.
Good. So overall, the tide kind of turned in our favor for now. Right?
It's gone from what I would call an insurmountable, military attack into a patchy set of skirmishes with some gaps.
Okay, that's good.
Run away!
I would like to roll my heal knowledge on the cunt next to me. I would like to know his general state of health right in that moment.
He's in kind of low negatives. He's bleeding out, but he's on his way. It wouldn't take much for him to stabilize. But otherwise, they look fairly normal in terms of are they human? Yeah.
Out of character, is there
fairly stocky. You wouldn't be surprised if there was dwarven blood to him.
out of character? Is there any way for my character to know about the concept of cloning?
Oh, you can tell from a glance that the people that you're fighting are, whilst they wear identical clothes, and in some cases they're even wearing armor underneath their clothes to make themselves look more alike. They are actually fairly disreputable. The person here is actually fairly short compared to the guy on the roof. The guy on the roof towers over this one.
What kind of
Vertically and horizontally.
Okay.
This one here is wearing an actual breastplate underneath his coat.
What kind of degenerate wears a fucking bodysuit under his clothes so he looks like he could have a different body type?
Yeah, who would do that, especially in a face reveal or something like that, right?
I know.
Who would fucking do that?
I know.
Hashtag shout out to the 10 people that maybe know me that are watching this. Yeah, hashtag shout out. Okay, Billy boy, is there any way for my character to know about gene splicing? As in interbreeding, rather.
It'd be either knowledge nature or knowledge arcana. Not sure which. Knowledge nature for the natural selective breeding method, and arcana to cover the magical splicing method. I mean, they are both fairly new, but fairly. They're about as well known in the setting as they are today.
I rolled knowledge, arcana, and nature. I would like to know if those cons appear to be gene spliced.
No, they just seem. From what you've seen of the locals, you haven't seen much of them. Punchy was on good terms with a couple of them. These match kind of like people you've seen, fairly stocky, fairly narrow features, broad browed, and definitely people from a fairly flat coastal region.
So you're saying
a bit sturdier than average, a little bit more clumsy-handed than average.
Right, okay, so you're saying that out of fucking nowhere on a tiny ass island, there's a good, how many, 100 or so guys that out of fucking nowhere have military drill. Nobody knows where they're coming from. Nobody knows anything about them, and they aren't even like fucking cloned.
You do know that there are a couple of military outfits on the Isle, but they're mainly the Duke's Leopards, who are a branch of the King's Guild, who do not wear black. They wear fairly pompous, like brightly coloured green, white, red, and yellow uniforms. Like in sort of the something you'd expect from, say, Landsknecht or Doppelsoldat, like Landsknecht style pompous uniforms. In some cases, with codpieces. In the case of commanders,
Good.
Like big, bright, obvious clothing that you'd expect. But these guys, they're dressed like you'd expect. Like they look like a caricature of what the local fishermen look like. Big, heavy, rain-resistant clothing, but wearing these kind of almost like funeral shroud-like masks.
Okay, I don't want to, hog down the round or anything, but I would like to roll one last knowledge check.
Okay.
I would like to know if they are in any shape, way, or form magically, quote-unquote, infused, if that makes any sense. Out of character, while I'm thinking about it, you had the song, the fucking Fishman song playing, and now you say they look like fishes.
Like fishermen.
Like fishermen, yeah, fishermen. So it's like... Tell me if
it's not that deep, fam. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, like, Dagon did just help you, so.
Mike, Dagon is a fucking cunt. He helps whoever he wants,
Enough.
Okay, 27. Is there anything?
They have been magically tampered with somewhat. They are very clearly under the effects of potions, fairly extensively too. They have also been taking alchemical drugs. They are under the effects of a fairly well-known drug known as Rule Battle Wine, which is a drug that renders the user completely oblivious to pain. Any kind of panic you've seen seems to... that you've actually seen signs of this. Whenever they've been injured, they haven't reacted normally. They've shrieked, but only when they've seen the injury and have panicked. In some cases, you've seen them take crippling injuries and still keep walking. Furthermore, most of them appear to have been dosed with some kind of potion of bear strength or bear's endurance. Cat's grace, that kind of thing.
Good. Okay. 5-foot step towards the guy next to me, and I would like to attempt to stabilize him.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll your heal for you.
Consider the plus 4 from Aiden. And my heal is plus 4.
And don't forget the 4 from me.
Yeah, it will be it will be a fairly easy method. You just looking over his injuries, put down some pressure, put a few quick bandages in place. You've got him stabilized.
Right. Is there any way for me to also, not necessarily search him thoroughly? I would just like to check if he doesn't have his mouth glued shut or anything like that. I would like to check if he has any sort of suicide option that's kind of obviously available.
No. The only thing he does have his mouth glued shut, and you notice that the quality of adhesive is far higher than you'd expect. Like, if you didn't know, like, this is on the cusp of magical adhesive. Not like sovereign glue, which would be enough. Like, if it was sovereign glue, the guy on the roof would not have managed to rip through it. He would have ripped his own lips off. But this is high-grade alchemical adhesive.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, these guys have just got these masks. And you notice that when you do kind of mess with the mask a little bit, it's far easier to see through it on the inside than it is from the outside.
I would like such a mask.
Well, he's not in any position to argue from you taking his.
Well, anyway, as I'm stabilizing him, I'm just, gently caressing him, shh, shh, shh. Welcome to Chili's. And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
Fucking Chili's.
He would probably protest if his mouth was not glued shut. This guy's fairly like this guy's nowhere near strong enough to rip through that kind of adhesive without ruining his own face.
By the way, Bill, see, because I turned into a cloud and I'm heading straight down and all that blood's pouring down directly on top of me. Do I get anything as that goes into me?
Unless the blood is aerosolized, or used, which you could do with telekinesis technically, you would not be able to absorb it. If you were to pool as liquid on the surface of the blood, you could, or you sublimate your gaseous form into the blood, you could. But as a air suspended mist, no.
Alright, okay.
It is literally too dense in its liquid form for you to absorb.
Well, next time I'm just going to form on the pool that's made on the floor.
Might be your layman?
Uh-huh.
Seamus.
Yeah, yeet. Yeah. Okay, so probably best to start off with perception. Just see if I notice anything odd.
Can't see shit, Captain.
Okay then.
But no, I will give you this because it's fairly obvious. Whilst a lot of the troops are having significant trouble with some of the wolves, as well as some of the burning injuries you caused, the wolves that have been summoned are pursued by something. As you glance over the crowd, you see that there is a small mass of them walking forward quite quietly. They're not making any attempt to hide their presence, though.
So it's like a swarm of wolves.
No, not the wolves.
Oh,
There's a group of people.
people. Okay. Are they? I have to think about it.
By the way, Monster, I put some art just share it.
Why is
again.
that not working? I just make a new one.
Would I notice anything about the formation that they've taken? Does it look any way like?
It's a pair of tower shield users beside a figure in bizarre clothing. The clothing doesn't appear is nothing unlike these guys who are wearing uniform black suits. This figure is wearing what amounts to a clothing you'd expect out of the Bronze Age at the very fucking latest. Very heavy hempen cloth, very a lot of furs, a lot of even what appears to be vines holding stuff together.
Would I be able to roll a knowledge local to see if he's from around here?
Yes.
They do remind me of those weird elf cunts, to be honest, out of character.
And there's also the other bonuses, like I think ritualists and.
Don't worry, I rolled them for I rolled for you. You got a 20.
It's not really quiet for everybody else.
Looks a little quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. See about turning that up.
You recognize this. You've heard rumors. You know that there is a sect of druids on the Isle. They look after the old monolithic stones that are dotted around Normannier. This is one of them. The nickname that you've heard them spoken of, and only in hushed tones, is the Black Grove.
Oh,
They are they are of what's called the old sects of druidic magic. This particular sect of druidic magic has apparently gone unchanged since the Stone Age. A lot of blood sacrifice in the old days. Very secretive, never seen outside of their holy sites. That the locals don't even go near, let alone actually.
Oh, and they made special occasion to come to us just for...
Yeah.
You can see there he's got this bizarre-looking bronze helm, topped with stag-like horns, and his body is covered in these spiral blue, woad tattoos.
I guess I'll roll Could I do knowledge arcana?
Yes.
See. And
Anything in particular looking for?
just if he's trying to use any magic at the moment. And it's rolling on your end, yeah?
Yes, I shall roll.
Okay.
You're no expert in druidic magic, but
Yep.
it's clear that he's using very strong druidic magic. You can see it physically crackling in a 10-foot arc around him.
Lovely.
You can even hear it. It's that palpable. And you can hear him chanting under his breath and it echoing through his bronze helm. See it coursing over his tattoos up through his wood hide shield and this intricately carved wooden spear.
So basically, this guy's our next target.
I got a plan. I got a plan.
Oh dear.
And flank on his flanks, beside the men with tower shields, who have now parted back to give him his space, I'll increase the size of the image so people can see these bizarre, almost undead-looking hounds. Their faces have been flayed, and their eyes are burning with lich light.
Good looking. Good looking.
Fantastic.
You can just see their bodies are like undulating and heaving with something on the inside that appears to be controlling them. They are. You don't know what these things are, but they look fucked up. You can smell them before you can even see them. This smell of sulfur and rotting bodies, of burning compost, and of just trees destroyed by lightning, that burnt ozone and cellulose smell.
Have we tried to negotiate yet?
I don't think there's any point in trying negotiating with this fucker.
How do you do, fellow friend of the trees?
So,
Ritualist, you recognize what these things are. These are a kind of druidic construct. They're called Kurnos' hounds. They're only summoned once a year on the winter solstice via a massive sacrifice. They are. What happens is the druids corral an entire pack of wolves forcibly into a ring of standing stones, and they blood sacrifice these wolves to the plants and insects of the area, and let corruption seep into their bodies. Inside these creatures' bodies, it's not flesh. It's a mix of sapient carnivorous plants and a creature called a hell wasp, specifically a swarm of them. They are still living when they are sacrificed, and they are puppeteered by this swarm of sapient extraplanar wasps.
It's like those things. Yeah, like if you played like Devil May Cry 4, it's like those weird what do you call it? Fucking scarecrow things. I'm gonna go have to get the fucking.
If you Google hell wasps, you'll find what they are. They are literally a swarm of angry, evil wasps from the circles of hell.
Was that
puppeteering
not
a dead body?
Was that
Or in
not
some
like
cases-
the thing we fought in the first episode?
The thing full of wasps?
Yeah.
Paper mache corpse things?
We need to punch it out.
Oh, good shout. Good shout. Is it similar to that? Bill?
Very similar. Same principle.
Oh, Duck, you fucking genius.
Guys,
That was out of
flames.
character. That was out of character. Fuck you.
Oh, flames! Oh, I've gotten a good idea for that anyway.
Just wait a second. Do I have some questions about these things that I can ask? Or
You do. You have two.
okay, number one. Besides the flames, do I know anything that is especially harmful to this creature?
Okay, in terms of vulnerabilities, they do not have a weakness to flames. What they have a weakness to is holy magic and
Desecration,
lightning magic.
desecration.
Hell yeah.
Aiden, you bitch!
No, does it have to be magic though? Can it just be electricity?
Electricity.
Do they also have a weakness?
Oh, and
object-
sound.
Do they?
And sound.
Do they also have a weakness to objects falling on them from 350 feet?
We said
Wait,
we're not
no,
doing that anymore.
no, but
Dude,
no.
It
Gentlemen's
literally
agreement.
would not work.
But
Here's
if
the
they
thing, gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's agreement. I'm gonna honor it. No worries.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay,
if you were to drop
this
something on
second-
these, they would literally reanimate themselves.
Okay,
Wasps-
second
The
question.
wasp would burrow into the earth. But anyway, yeah.
Second question. Can I make these somehow backfire on the droid that is controlling them?
They are
No.
generally bound via a large ritual. You would have to either stage a counter ritual or try and introduce some kind of, I guess, try and dispel the actual controlling magic. But generally speaking, this is a very these traditional sects of druids don't have any problems controlling insects and animals via non-magical means.
So it would be very difficult for me to.
It would be difficult, yes. And these things are the hell wasps are so dangerous. I will say this right now, from an in-character standpoint, you wouldn't want them uncontrolled. Because if a hell wasp swarm sets up a hive, it could render the countryside completely uninhabitable. Because these kinds of hives grow fast. The reproduction rate of hell wasps is horrific. It makes rabbits look like fucking pandas.
Like fucking Germans. Oh!
Yeah.
It will make the reproduction rate of rabbits and flies look like Japan.
What if we fucked up one of them to basically do that there? Because if they do the druids and it's like, oh, the land and shit like that, and one of these things goes fucking rogue, they're like, oh fuck, we better stop that. We better fucking stop that, because we ain't going to stop it, we're in the bomb, so they're going to have to stop it, otherwise it's going to fuck them.
These are kind of strange droids that just murder a lot of wolves. I thought they were like in tune with nature.
Don't worry.
They are, but that's why the rituals are conducted once a year and it's carried out as a cull.
I've been wanting to ask as well, like, so my doggos have turned up, yes?
Yes, they are in the process of murdering
Alright, cool.
about a dozen people on the outskirts.
So can I put out an order to them?
Yes.
Alright, well basically, I'm just going to tell them fucking, let's keep the distance, stay in a pack, fucking, just pick off anything that you can. If it looks like it's, if everybody starts moving on you, run round the battlefield with your superior fucking speed and just keep fucking with shit that way. Until I give further orders or whatever. I don't know how it works. I don't speak dog.
Woof, woof, woof.
Hey dogs, here you have a 19-step battle plan with ifs and buts. Nigga, just tell him shank shit. Literally just tell them.
If it breathes, it's a
Stand-
bot.
Stand back, I speak dog. What?
I'm telling them to basically just, stick in your pack, don't go into the thick of it, because, basically fucking act like wolves. Be clever about it.
I speak dog. Meow.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said this.
Fight like wolves, yeah. So basically, I send them the command, I go, woof, woof, throw the poof off the roof. There you go, sorted.
I swear to fuck, they're gonna throw you off the roof next round. I'm gonna piss myself.
I'm not on the roof anymore, I'm 10 feet off the ground.
They're gonna drag you to the fucking roof. You see, the doggos are my friends now.
So everything just became very doggo heavy. But in any case, yeah, on you go, Duck.
Okay, what action would it be to get my Eidolon to set up the hackbot? What action would it be for
I
it?
believe it's a move action to set the hack button.
Alright, and then I'll get Hungry Eyes to set up the hackbot. Preferably aiming outside a window.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Okay, so do I get a aid and ritualist bonuses? Are they both to hit?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's very good then. Because this is the first to hit. What was that? Oh, 10. Okay.
Look over here.
I'll just basically roll the 2 hits simultaneously.
Okay.
You aiming at the fucking druid?
Oh shit! Roll. I'll roll.
Oh, no.
Don't worry. Oh. We are going on a trip.
To a place called Auschwitz.
It is bar
So
time.
I got 1 hit off anyway.
So what do you need to roll on Perils of the Warp to actually summon Auschwitz?
14 and an 88.
Depends what kind.
What kind of Auschwitz?
Yeah, like, are you
I
going
want
for
the
like,
idea of
Are you going?
Auschwitz.
Are you going the? Like, oh, don't worry, I have a chart for that.
The idea of Auschwitz.
Okay,
There's
I'm going to
a
give you an
skill.
option here. Duck, do you want to go for the mystery box, or do you want to go for what's on the chart?
Mystery box.
What's in the book?
Unfortunately, due to currently legislation, the mystery box is counted as gambling. But
Open the Thames
okay,
trains.
I will say, as a result of your choice, you have avoided a mass possession event,
Okay, that's good.
meaning the party will not get possessed by evil spirits. However, I do get to roll on the brand new chart,
Ooh, woo.
which is the summon chart from Lamentations of the Fire Princess RPG.
Now we're going to die.
Well, it depends where it summons it.
Probably on top of you.
Ooh,
It then just summons in front of Knucker and it's no longer funny.
ooh.
Everything always ends up fucking me somehow. It's not
We're
funny.
not going to use that result because that would result in some really weird bullshit. Let's go ahead with something a little bit more manageable than a result that literally requires I hand over DMing to another person for a month. This game is weird.
Maybe not. Let's let's not.
Let's not see what he did. Okay. Let's just go with this result.
Maybe we can hand it over to Sargon, get more views.
Okay. As you fire off the first round, but as you're reloading for the second, the flintlock just doesn't catch on the sear as you put it to half cock, and it goes off, spilling sparks into the loose powder. And there's just a small flash explosion in the actual chamber. Basic little misfire. You'll have to spend a round to clear it.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, well,
That's
thank
not-
fuck for
that's not
that
too
then.
bad.
You know. Better than summon a giant flame.
I'll roll the damage for that one anyway. Here we go. Ooh, nice.
As you fire the hackbutt, you can see the figure try and bring up that kind of rough hide shield inscribed with bizarre glowing runes. But due to the fact that such magics are rarely built in order to withstand what amounts to a very old anti-material weapon, you see that same wooden shield explode into splinters.
Nice one, Duck.
Nice.
In fact, you can see some of the soldiers is a strong word. Some of the figures in black behind the druid take cover from the shrapnel.
Haha.
You can see chunks of splinters of wood embedded in the kind of clothless flesh of his chest, and he casually goes up to where the chunk of the splinters are embedded and rips them out one by one.
Oh, lovely. And I'm gonna roll an Arcana. Or well, yeah, I keep on forgetting you do that now.
Way too much. It means that I know the bonus to roll.
You, basically, what would I know? These dogs or the druid himself? What would their reaction to frost damage be?
The
If
dogs having been created on the winter solstice, assuming they have been made then and not on another occasion, would not really be phased much by ice.
Okay.
What
If
about
anything,
perfect ice?
Perfect ice, due to the bizarre ecological damage it creates, it would slow them down, but it's also a 60-foot burst.
I always thought that it basically just makes an iceberg out of everything.
It's more like an ice age happens, sometimes where it actually hits, touches down.
Right.
I was hoping just to throw it and freeze everything in radius.
I mean, it does, but it's risky stuff.
Yeah.
Just want to check on Singer. Okay, what I'm going to do is then it was only a move action for the Eidolon, yes?
Yeah.
To set up the hack. Alright. I'm going to throw an explosive bomb at the kind of group of the druid and the two dogs. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, for fuck.
I can hear Mega Saber laughing.
The all day fucking, all day Auschwitz piss. Fucking.
It's every day, bro, with you getting fucked.
It's raining blood again. I keep
What
getting
is
this
the
result.
problem?
Mate,
With the
nice.
weather aside. I mean, it was already in the middle of a storm, so it beginning to rain fucking blood. It's playing to your advantage.
I am
There is
so happy I
there
took that
is
feat.
so much blood. There is so much fucking blood.
I am so happy I
You
took
have
that.
activated my true stand. Heavy weather.
No, you don't get that. That stand is way too strong. Heavy weather is the most broken shit in the world.
Turn everyone into dolphins.
I do not associate with Nakas.
Shut up.
Oh Christ. Yeah. I guess I'll just
You can see now where the clouds have formed. For one, the clouds are this dark red color, and occasionally the sky is being streaked with this reddish lightning.
Actually, would I know if the druid is any? How's he reacting to the blood clouds?
You can see him kind of holding his arms out with his palms up towards the sky, and he's just flexing his fingers very lightly where the blood is running through his fingertips.
So does he look happy about this? Or?
He is wearing a mask
Well,
made of
yeah.
bronze. It's as the image is shown here. It's this
Yeah.
intricate mask made of. Well, it doesn't even appear to be regular bronze, because bronze has a very distinct color to it. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit too smooth to be normal bronze.
Actually,
Doesn't have that grain to it.
Actually, wait, no, cancel that roll. Fucking hell. Would I know if this blood would help his magic?
It would depend on his brand of druidic magic. If he's a storm druid, this is going to get scary.
Oh, lovely.
If he's a sanguimancer, this is going to get horrific real fast.
Could I roll to know what type he is? Or
He
is
has
there any
no.
indication?
He's only, from what you've seen, he's only cast a few small magical charms upon himself. That may be the result of his tattoos. You've not seen him cast any magic outwardly, so it's hard to tell.
I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. Mark 3, you're up.
Right, whereabouts is this hole in the roof? Or is it just the whole roof?
The hole in the roof is situated, centered on the milking machine, or where it was.
Hell yeah. If I just stand in the middle of the room, can I just start filling up some more vials of blood?
Yeah, the place is just being... I will say currently that the layer of kind of half-jellied rotten milk is somewhat contaminating what's on the floor, but what's pouring in, there are like clear streams of it streaking in through the damaged roof.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. How many empty vials have I got? That's just a good point. Fresh blood, fam. Yeah, so, would I need to roll anything to fill it up, or would I just be able to just do that?
You can just fill up as... I will say you can fill up vials equal to your dexterity modifier. Minimum
Wait,
2.
let me just check.
But they will take you around.
I'm happy with that. I'm doing something useful for once. It's just for me though. I think my dex mod's what, +6 or something? Yeah. How many? Yeah, so I've got 5 left. 5 empty. Let's make it 10. Sweet. Do you want to roll? Oh no, you said not to roll anything.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my turn done. Don't worry, lads. I play as part of the team.
Their turn. The figure on the roof will try and free himself and wrenches his arm out of the roof. I'll try and... Well, that's already been stabilized. Whilst previously they had been pelting the building with crossbow bolts and in some cases light explosives, you notice that the thudding of the bolts has stopped. The bolts aren't arcing in through the gap anymore. And there's just kind of an awed silence. Those of you watching the druid, you can see just a bizarre bluish glow begin to surge through his tattoos outwards, out to his outstretched hands. You can see the blood that was previously just pouring down his visage has burnt off of his body, and there's this visible gap between where the bloody rain has fallen and where the heat is emanating from his body. His bronze mask almost turns molten and seems to flow unnaturally. And with his arms outstretched to the sky, chanting in a language you don't understand and can't really hear properly. In one swift motion, he goes from fully standing to crouch down, slamming his hands into the floor. And in one swift motion, you can feel the entire building contract.
Did he or did he not just summon a fucking earthquake on us?
You can feel the whole building begin to lurch and twist in natural ways. In some places, you can see at the base of walls, roots take up a place in the ground. In others, you can see the wood rot to just liquid mush, and new branches begin to grow from windowsills. You can see the opening in the ceiling. It seems to scrunch itself shut like a broken toothed mouth, and then rip open.
Do we have anyone who has an idea what just happened? I can only roll Arcana +8.
I can roll Arcana. Lanes. religion.
Okay. Layman? Ritualist, you know what this is. He is going to. He is in the process of using druidic magic to literally rip the building apart.
Well, that's not very nice.
This is a very incredibly powerful druidic spell, merely entitled "Return to Muck." It is designed to destroy buildings. It is an anti-structural spell. It was kind of developed in the early days of druidic magic, and its foray into cities before the development of urban magic. You can tell someone rolled high on the fucking check, can't you? It's literally designed so that more rural druids can just wipe a building off the map. And it becomes more powerful the less natural the building is. Other versions.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, we have this thing from space.
Other names for it include Return to Dust, the Reclamation of Nature, and probably most worrying is just its other nickname is the Garden of Nature's Rage.
So, does this destroy all the walls, or does it crash it in on us?
In most cases, including this one, it is in the process of literally ripping the walls down, out, and away from you.
Alright, so
imagine it's like peeling an orange.
Alright, so cool.
Wait,
So
does
basically,
that mean-
it ain't gonna fucking crush us. Or
It's
anything.
not go. It doesn't injure the occupants. It's just designed to rip away fortifications.
Ritualist, shoot that mega.
Those of you on the ramparts are watching as
The ground.
it's as if the ground is literally bursting up from underneath the ramparts in such a way as to rip the boards up. It's like something enormous is moving beneath the rampart. It's each, like in 5 sections, just exploding upwards, sending shrapnel and bits of broken wood and bent nails up, like just exploding by stages.
Hmm.
Oh, lovely.
Here you go, monster in Pathfinder Private, another art.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what? I unironically have a plan now.
Oh, literally, I did say.
So, does it involve dolphins? And fucking Sir Isaac Newton's fucking law?
No. It involves something far deadlier. A stabby boy.
Okay. Well, if you want my wolves to back you up, I'll fucking do so.
So, Bill, it's my turn.
I was momentarily. Those of you who are on the ramparts can just hear gurgled out from in the distance, in a mix of Druidic and local language. Kings Laldoyert, ein Sladi, Arkivoki, Inskivrodir, Primolien, Yetsvin Giktifte.
I immediately come. No, but like, is this a linguistics check?
Yes, but it will be very difficult as this is partially in a secret language.
Oh.
Can you roll like a wisdom or whatever to?
Well, I've
No,
got a
actually,
14.
I have a fairly high linguistics.
What have you got in linguistics?
Would I get any bonus? Would I get any bonus for speaking an S-load of languages?
Yes.
Would he get bonus from me and Aiden, or would that be...
Yes. Mainly from you, Ritualist, as the Rage Song does not improve skill checks.
Give me a second.
You have a rough translation, mainly derived from what local language you know.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
It roughly translates to your destiny ends here. With the fangs of the world, I will cleave your lying maggot mouths from your swine heads.
But we haven't. This, I bet this is a fucking misunderstanding. I bet he thinks we're the bad guys. I mean, we are, but not that bad.
No, we're not that bad. We're just puckish rogues. Fair enough.
I've never told a lie.
Mm.
So this is actually slander.
And you can actually make out a few phrases that Ritualist did not hear, in fact, which translate roughly to: nature's jaws will shut around pretenders. Your abominations won't soil this earth.
Yep, it's a fucking misunderstanding. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, right.
Laban, will you be so happy to relay this message to the rest of us? Or,
Yeah.
The figure on the roof that just freed his arm, though he might be somewhat bleeding now, goes to one of the gutters, steadying himself, and calls out, "Vampire!" Bellowing as loud as he can, "Vampire!"
Did I hear that?
It's very hard to miss. This figure, he's as loud as anything you've ever heard. The man's got a bellow who would put a dragon to shame.
Right, I don't think he likes vampires. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
Right.
This is discrimination, to be honest.
Richard, it's still your turn? Question mark.
It is Ritualist's turn.
Right.
So, from what I get, the other thing, sorry, just...
The message they relay basically translates to, hold the, just stand the fuck down. This is a huge misunderstanding. Everyone, take a chill pill. Everyone take a breather.
Alright, guys, I've got a plan. Alright, here, listen to this. Alright, so basically,
Okay.
how far... Alright, I know, but before you nuke everybody with your amazing shots, alright, let's just quick group conference quickly. Right, Bill, how far away is this druid cunt?
Druid is approximately... He's approximately 50 feet out.
50 feet out. Right, Layman, using my shit, you could relay a message off through my head and talk to this dude directly, in his own language or whatever. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're on for that, I would.
Alright, well, you need to come up with it. That's too smart for me.
What's going on with this dude? I just had to go there for a quick second.
Apparently this is a misunderstanding and we hope to rectify this.
Apparently, Layman's going to be in DMs trying to solve the situation, so it'll be alright.
Basically, yeah, I'm just gonna slide into his DMs. Io, baby, let me holler at you. You want some truth?
He's going to be sending him some super chats, just. So
Okay, Bill, because now as a suzerain, I have a quite good diplomacy, and not to mention the bonuses from myself. If I approach here at the window, is there some like a window next to these cows at the bottom?
Yes, up on the ramparts there are a couple of... I can actually put you across if you'd like.
Yeah, that would be nice. So so basically I can see the druid, I cannot see it from here. Oh, so this is the dude.
Mm-hmm.
This one here. So basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to shout at him and use my diplomacy with the bonus, and basically what I'm going to say. Just a second, I have to think this through. I'm going to shout to him, hold your attacks, druid. You're not the enemy. You think. I'm just going to just shout at him, hopefully to give when the knockers round come, him a little bonus, so that at least his attention is there. 1d20 plus diplomacy plus the bonus from myself. I don't get bonus from Aiden. Yes.
Actually, with the circumstances, it being like a bardic, because it's skaldic magic. That is actually one thing the locals kind of respect, like a cultural level. So I will allow that as a bonus. Also, strength is just respected in general.
Yeah. Also, do I have some bonuses from being a suzerain? Let me just check. Edit. Here it is. As a suzerain, basically I get a bonus. Everybody have a better disposition to me if I am like within 60 feet. So that this basically just a little bit easier. With the man in the golden armor standing bravely at the window and just lowering his weapon for a second and saying what I said. So this is for the roll. Ooh. This is roll for diplomacy.
Nice.
Nice.
So let me know what you want to say.
I just want to say, hold your attack, druid. We are not the enemy you think. Let us talk. Just make it as simple as possible.
Where the what a minute?
He will casually go to a brooch on his cloak, unclasp it, letting his cloak fall away. He also bid his hounds return to wherever they've been, and you see the hounds sink into their own shadows until only a skull remains. And then that skull just turns to dust.
Absolutely lovely. Here we are, just having fun, fighting a SWAT team, whatnot, and you send a literal fucking hell wasp fucking fuck puppets our way. That's fucking fantastic. Thank you for that, Bill.
Your mama hell wasp fuck puppet, to be honest.
Wait one second.
He'll speak up with a thick Aslanti accent, which is something that is very rarely seen these day and age, considering the Aslanti have been dead and only recorded in very brief, like magical recordings.
So does anyone of us knows
for about 1,000 years?
I speak fluent Aslanti.
Yeah.
Those of you who speak Aslanti will be familiar with the recordings.
Mm.
What is it, Outlander? What brings you to these shores?
Alright,
So who wants to speak, basically? Is it my turn so I speak, or...
Alright, well, fucking, if you want to use me, I'll translate and just talk to him that way. Because I can't understand when they speak in a language, but if I talk to them through the familiar stranger shit.
Those of you with magical backgrounds, Richard, Layman, hell, even Eunuch and Seamus, can tell that he's not actually speaking common. He's speaking in Aslanti, and whatever magic he has is actively translating it.
So basically I can speak to him and he will understand.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just skip the language barrier, that will be much easier. I have been brought to these shores by the vision of the end of the world. I have walked here to prevent that, which me and the party have done many times. What brings you to this place?
Could you pick up one of the corpses of the monsters and hold it up? One of the ones we killed when we got here, and say, "See, we killed these fucking things. Look."
Yeah, basically, I get the code, and these things have landed here, and we have destroyed each and every single one of them.
Usurpers to Kurnos' throne have brought this place into being. We are here to erase their sins.
Cool beans.
Is he speaking about the creatures, or?
You know that the term usurpers to Kernos' throne is a local turn of phrase. It refers to people who... it's used in a derogatory manner in some druidic circles to refer to people who use non-natural breeding methods, people who use magical splicing techniques, and anyone who uses arcane magic in anything to do with the soil.
So he's speaking about the things we just killed.
So GMOs, effectively.
Basically, yeah.
Alright, Duck, get to the bottom. Alright, so has the combat kind of stopped for a minute?
Yes, it's paused.
Duck, get to the bottom of the hole and fucking bag everything in the portable hole. Shit bits, whatever, go down there, get it done.
Literally grab fucking everything.
Put
There's a rope
everything,
down
power
there.
armor, the ship, the corpses, whatever, put it in the hole.
Yeah, I go down there and I stuff everything in my hole.
Yeah, good.
So basically, I'll just gently put my crossbow down on the ground, and if I can step outside through the window.
At this point, there is a slope of dirt from where his magics are attempting to swallow the remains of the building into the earth. You can just step out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, and I will approach not exactly to him, but to this range, basically. And I'm going to continue conversation with him.
As you do that, I have a very bad feeling. I try to stealth. I don't want anything. Like, I got a bad feeling about this. I don't want them to see me. To be honest.
Yeah,
Well, being invisible, that's quite easy to do.
I'm not actually invisible.
I land on the ground and reform myself on the pool, the big massive pool of the guy's arm blood and all the other blood that's pooled there. I get up and I immediately use my fucking standard action to fucking drink all the blood in the area. Do I get my arm back?
As you're drinking blood in, you can feel your arms go and pop back into place.
Nice. Sweet.
Can I just kind of Roomba, just in the background?
This horrible abomination is this building. We need to kill them, members of the party. Quick, drink as much blood as you can.
So basically, I approach, I stand outside, and I speak to the droid. By what name may I call you?
The droid? Oh no, the druid.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like,
These are not the druids you were looking for.
This is not the
druid. Nice. I'm gonna walk over to the window and basically, I'm gonna throw one of the corpses of the things out there, and I basically chip in, and I'm just like, yep, we killed these fucking things, and on you go, ritualist.
Basically, I asked. I think we had proof enough of the no need for. I just asked him, by what name can I refer to you, druid?
I'm Hurst of the Second Circle.
Did you just say Hastur?
Hurst.
Is that the name? Is that the name of that title, Bill? Do I know that?
You know that it's at very least a title or an assumed, like a court, similar to a court name, but what one would take as a druid. The druidic circles in the Lunar Kingdoms tend to be a lot more ordered, a little bit more like courts than they are like regular druidic circles.
I see.
That's Hurst spelled H-U-R-S-T.
Hustle.
Hurst. H-U-R-S-T with a silent R.
Noble Hurst. I am Edmund of the Independent Reclamation Association. My associates and I were drawn here not to fight you, but by a horrible meteor strike. Our only wish was to investigate this place, and when we met the abomination, we killed each and every one of them, as well destroyed the machinery that spawned the horrors from the stars.
Actually, just as a note, I'm going to cast invisibility on me and my Eidolon, so they won't see us, since I have the stuff from the ship.
Yeah, you get the fuck out of here, Duck. Just sneak away.
Dun, 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 dun.
He will approach
Sneaky
you.
breaky like.
There's there's a bizarre, almost royal aspect to his stride. There's a certain ability there, despite the fact that he is very clearly covered in tattoos and war paint that wouldn't look out of place 1,000 or more years ago.
I remove my helmet to show my face to him as he approaches.
He makes no effort to remove his own, but you see some of the war paint that previously had kite arm. It recedes, as if someone were taking off a gauntlet. In this case, it sinks back up to his elbow, as if he's disarmed, as if he were removing the armor from himself. As he walks towards you, he thrusts his spear, butt spike down into the soil and leaves it there. And whilst you are literally like face to face with him, you still can't see his eyes.
Good.
And this close to him, it's not like you'd expect something like a smell to hit you, perhaps like soil or grave dirt or something. But there's just this bizarre sense of presence that exudes from him. It almost feels like being underwater, or being next to a furnace, but without the heat. It's just this smothering presence to this figure.
Does he say anything as he approaches?
He seems to be appraising you as if you were a piece of jewelry.
It's alright. I'll appraise items on him back.
His war paint his tattoos are of the highest quality. This is like individually they are. Previously you thought, oh, they're just fairly crude, painted on. You can see as you look closer, they're drawn in fractals. Every single swirl swirls in on itself in different branches endlessly, to the point where it goes to be microscopic level. You could not replicate this with mundane tools. This is the work of powerful magic users.
I say to the guy, I go, well, you must have heard of the IRA. It's not that big an island. You must have heard of much of the shenanigans that have taken place. The orc tribe that was rampaging around. The chicken Tarask. We dealt with that. Our army was at the time, but we dealt with that. You must have heard of it. Well connected.
You might.
We do not trouble ourselves with the action.
There's shit ton of barbecue sauce.
We are still in the process of. We are still in the process of fixing the injuries to the land.
It would have been a lot.
And you stand before
we can come to an agreement regarding things.
Could you maybe let Bill speak? That's something they're not like.
Sorry.
No one lets Bill speak, me including.
As he's regarding you, it almost feels like the armor you're touching, physically, like not like the metal itself is his proximity. I've seen your works. That is why I've taken the effort to speak to you.
Hey.
You say you're not responsible for these things, yet all I see upon you is the uniform of the same monstrosities who caused this mess.
Is he referring to Naka or to me?
He runs a fingernail down your armor, and the shriek that emerges from the steel and his touch is beyond proper description.
My armor or ritualists?
Ritualists. It's as if his nail is making the adamantine itself scream.
Oh, well, that's fairly obvious.
Do we feel any pain, or is it just the metal?
The metal itself. It's like the metal itself is reacting to him touching it.
Yeah, what adventurers?
I am a bit discomfort, but I say this armor belonged to my ancestors. I will be a fool not to respect them and use their power to protect this world.
Wait, are you wearing some old suit armor of yours?
Yes.
This is the armor has my family crest.
Does it?
Yeah.
His family crest's the Star of David. It's not exactly difficult.
Is that what he's upset about? The fact it's a Star of David?
No, he's not anti-Semitic. He's a druid. He's angry that he's wearing tech armor.
Why? Oh, he's a Jude.
Fuck.
Jude.
I think Naka should get a coin for how much in character he is.
You know what? That's a level of stupidity I can appreciate. I'm not going to tell you what colour the coin was, though. I'm just going to let you sweat over that.
Tap on my chest. Tap on the family side.
Richard, as you were watching, he was like, he kind of reacts like he didn't know that. He looks like he's been caught unawares as to how old the suit is, and when he's closer to it, you can kind of see his previously very firm grasp on the situation, and with it, the scrape of his finger down the metal, it's not quite as confident as it once was. He's second guessing himself. You can tell that at a glance.
Tell him you've got a condition.
Oh, tell him to be patient with you because you have autism.
He's literally the least autistic member of the party.
No, but he does have a condition. He needs to wear the armor because otherwise he'll lightning everywhere.
Yeah, and gently, and this armor is not only an heirloom. Look, and I motion to Naka to stand back a little, and I just gently, I unshit just top of my hand so he can see the lightning and the electricity pummeling through it. I say, this is the only thing that holds the curse back from damaging the world. And I must
there's a look in his eyes of, you can see them now, these like sclera and pupils so contracted and small they're almost not there, just these white orbs and tiny pinprick pupils that you hadn't seen before, and the look in them is absolute envy.
I wish the Pakistanis would unshit their hands, to be honest.
Put the poo in the loo.
Yep. Is that a coin?
And then I pull the armor back and stop the electricity. And I say, I have no wish, neither does my party have to be your enemies. We are sorry for any man that died in this attack, but I hope we can come to some form of mutual agreement.
I cannot speak the militia, but I can speak the court. Go from this place. We have work left here to do. Take whichever you wish, but leave nothing cursed.
No
and if
problem.
you would,
Sorry.
and if you would, consider it the court's gift to you. And he, quite casually, runs his own little finger across his own palm, and you can see it slice open his palm.
Palm sweat.
And within you can see just coiled vines wrench open the wound. Take my hand. I'll take your curse from you.
Do it, Ritualist.
I feel like no, because that man would be a walking component destroyer. Like no thanks. We can control Ritualist. we can't control Mr. Fucking Poison Ivy or whatever the fuck he is.
I am having deep thoughts about this, and basically, do I know in their culture would it be rude to take this away from him, to reject his offer?
Considering that you built your argument upon the curse and what it's done to you, he's loaded the deck in his favor in this regard. He knows that if you refuse, he'll have an excuse to sick the militia back on you.
Does
Let's
the-
do it.
Mate, my intel process is bad enough. Come on, like I don't need more.
I speak to him. Before I do that, I must give you a gift to you as well, as it would be.
Please shoot him in the face. Please shoot him in the
Yeah.
As would be most inappropriate to take a gift without giving one back. And I take the Doomsday Key from myself and put it around his neck, most gently. Isn't this the Doomsday Key, the one that protects against the curses?
It does. And he has, upon feeling it around his neck, you can kind of see, you can see his spine go rigid a little bit. Very well.
And he shake.
He holds it.
Shake.
And as you shake his hand, you can feel the tendrils of the vines kind of dig into your palm somewhat. And you can feel that bizarre crackling sensation, that white noise in your veins drain from your body, leaving you feeling light on your feet.
Did he just cure the lightning shit?
The electromagnetic radiation is no longer in his system, and is now sealed within the key.
I have a wee look around. Where's our fucking blind cart driver?
He is.
Basically, Bill, the question is, can he use this, or is it like permanently sealed?
It's sealed within the key permanently.
Fuck you, bitch. This was outside the character.
Silver coin. You just disarmed a man for pure fucking diplomacy. You can see him glaring fucking daggers at you through the suit.
With his tiny baby eyes.
My helmet back on.
Beady eyes.
He's a fucking Anglo.
Guess what? Right here.
Yeah, good. Guys, everybody ready to leave?
Yeah, I bid him farewell and gently stepped back while giving him a small bow. And I pick up my crossbow.
He will give a very bizarre, almost arcane-looking salute.
Sort of.
A Roman salute?
No, not that arcane.
Well, as I say, it was very nice to meet you. Fucking, it's a shame about this misunderstanding. I turn up to the roof in the direction of the big cunt, and I give him 2 finger guns, and I go, "Sorry about that. I'll talk to you later." And then wave away with that arm he fucking wrecked, and I'll make my way towards the car.
Yeah, I step inside next to the guy that was paralyzed, and I say to him, "You were so incredibly lucky today. You would not believe your luck. Cherish this day as your new birthday." and basically pick up the whatever shit I can, like these metal planks we got, and start fucking off.
Do we have the bucket, by the way?
Yes, you do.
Is the bucket full of blood, or is it not running anymore?
It's been raining a little while. You may have a good supply of. You've got about a month's supply of blood for the 2 of you.
Hell yeah.
Alternately, like a week of active combat.
When I get into the car, I tell the driver, like, sorry about all that. I command my wolves, stop trying to kill people. Please fuck off back into the woods. That'd be good. I tell the driver, when everybody gets in, just drive slowly away, and then when they're at a safe distance, stop the cart so that Duck and Lyman can reconvene with the cart. Because they're both, you two are invisible right now and hiding, yeah? Cool.
As you're moving away, you notice that while some of them are just kind of reconvening with the rest of their units, 1 or 2 of them are regarding you very strangely. And one of them looks to Layman and makes a bizarre gesture.
He's got his hand like he's grasping something and moving back and forth, like.
No, he makes a strange, like, circular gesture on his chest, and then drags a finger across it as if to strike through it.
I think he loves you.
I thought Layman went invisible, and
I-
that's why I said the cop thing.
I know.
I draw a circle around my chest and strike through it as well.
Ron, did you?
What the fuck are you doing? Are you in a gang? I thought you were better than that. You in a gang? Is that where you're getting all these spoons and the drugs from? We'll be talking about this when we get back to base. Fucking, I'm not proud of you. What would Debbie say?
This is a
life.
kindly establishment. We don't associate.
You haven't seen shit, my dude. Fuck off.
I'm just taking the piss.
You'll be glad to know that we now have this handy road map.
This state, I do not accept these roads.
Yeah, who developed these roads? Are we paying a toll for this?
It's
Oh,
fine.
God.
They occurred naturally.
Are we going to get attacked by Chef?
a very strange looking cockroach man jumps from behind a rock.
Look at it this way. You have
Give me your money.
You have an opportunity to roleplay out the trip back. I'm sure nothing will happen.
Fuck you, Bill, you fucking cunt.
Oh no, something's happening.
Oy shut it down! Shut it down!
Alright, so I take it me and Mud are just sitting there look with cups scooping up blood and having a
I'm
drink.
vaping it, fam. I'm classy style.
Well, obviously I asked, do you mind if I have a wee bit? I get fucked up pretty badly though.
By the way,
I'm a little ladle.
I was wondering
Thank you.
if I had time to pick up that silver mirror or a mithril mirror, whatever it
He
was.
still had it on him.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But you can see by the looks of it, whatever had been done to it, like those holes drilled in it, had quite substantially reduced its value.
I immediately
So you-
lost my interest.
So, anybody want to talk about what happened to that fucking barn? That was pretty weird. We had a bunch of weird things with tentacles that burst out of the cows. There was
I
a giant
don't-
cloud of gay.
What actually
wondered
happened?
Whose fault was the tentacles out of the ground?
An empty space at the car coughs.
Do we even know fucking like what half the things that fucking we engage are or what they're doing? We still don't know what the deal is with animals filled with hands and eyes.
I'm relatively
What-
sure they don't know what we are, so I think we've kind of got on the same level.
Yeah, pretty much.
In this case, you wouldn't be that far off the truth.
Ugh, fucking. So anybody get any thoughts on what the fuck happened at that barn? Anybody get any interesting insights?
I don't have any thoughts, but I have a thought. And I put out a picture of Laythought.
Be gone.
I just wonder the association with the tarot cards and the fact that that thing crashed, and basically how long did it took us to get there? Like, no,
The
15
driver will
minutes?
speak up. Grandpapa used to talk about Startfell.
Start what?
Startfell back in, must have been 110 years back.
Oh, fair enough. Thank you,
He used
driver.
to tell me when I was a kid. He cracks his back and continues driving.
Mm.
He's taking kind of a leisurely pace, but he's at the same time there is a certain haste to his movements. You can see that as you're nearing the coastal roads, the waves are coming over the walls and the sea defences, and it's hurling stones across the lanes. You can see that some of the windows and nearby buildings have been smashed, and in some cases the buildings themselves have flooded completely.
With what brown sauce? Is this still fucked for the whole
No,
incident?
this is
earlier?
just seawater.
Hmm.
The road is completely strewn with seaweed.
Did it
We've
look
heard-
like this when we came here?
Previously, it had been quite clear, but it seems that the weather has taken a turn for the worse.
Are you saying that there's some...
Can he still control the weather, basically? I still have that curse.
So,
You're in a fairly good mood, so it wouldn't normally be this rough. You hear the dry pipe again. Damn wracks all over the road again.
Slow down, don't make us slip on this damn road. I beg
It's
of you.
already quite a bumpy ride.
Deja vu.
I assume I'm still under the effect of sea invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Perception. Hawkeye perception. Are you rolling or should I?
I'm rolling, don't worry.
I'll be right back.
As you're looking out, even through the waves, you can kind of see in the distance, the old lighthouse's light has been snuffed out. Normally that's not the case. The bays around here are incredibly dangerous. So it's actually a requirement by law that that lighthouse never be snuffed out.
I roll for Dagon Send.
As you're kind of laying back in the carriage, occasionally you'll look over, trying to look at the driver in the gap between Seamus and your new companion, and between blinks, it'll seem like something else is there in that gap.
Please tell me Lord Grib is just awkwardly sitting with us in the fucking cart.
No, it's just a blink of eyes, and it's not there again. And as you look out into the bay, you almost see a figure out on the reefs, just standing on what appears to be just a oasis of placid water. Just a figure draped in seaweed. Broad, rotund, stout, with a thick beard, a stream of kelp, and the bones of dead sailors.
It's a robot, he has returned.
And, and in a crash of waves, it's gone again.
Oh, so, what happened there? Was it just a spooky seaweed man with a beard?
Yeah, he's just kind of standing around. He's doing that whole thing, like, you know, you turn around, he's there. You turn around, he's not there. You know.
I'm going to suggest crossbow and range dudes probably jump on top of the carriage.
Can I just do an engineering roll to see if see why the lighthouse may be put out?
Sure.
Would that be relevant?
Lighthouse, is it?
Yeah, the
That's
lighthouse
something
is
I
not.
missed.
Oh hell yeah! What roll?
Is the lighthouse not on because the lighthouse just isn't on?
Someone hasn't plugged it on.
Yeah, pretty much.
The plug's there. It's like,
Restarting the lighthouse.
You look over to the lighthouse, and you see that it is radiating light, but it's this strange red, like deep light. It doesn't penetrate the clouds more than a couple of feet, but it's still bathing the countryside. But it does nothing to alleviate the darkness. If anything, it deepens it.
Okay, fucking gang. Do you reckon we should go investigate this lighthouse, or should we just head home?
The driver will cry, but I've already taken you to one damn place tonight. I ain't taking you to another. Get myself killed in the damn process.
I agree with
You don't pay me enough.
We should notify the proper authorities for this one.
The Fort Grape Lighthouse has always been a shithole that no one can keep up with. You can do it on your own damn time and not on my payroll.
How far away are we for the IRA?
Sort of ways away. It's a bit more. You have to take the coast around and then go inland. You're kind of You're at kind of at the further end of the isle for it.
Dude.
Fucking.
Here's an idea. Robot lighthouse. I think I'm just saying it's a business suggestion.
Can we send something like a scout so we just continue on our way, or something just checks the place for us?
I was about to say maybe send a drone. I was about to ask.
Yeah, well, I could
what the
probably
range
Alpha
of
could
drones
probably
are.
do it, but he's kind of dead.
Oh,
Wait, what happened to Alpha?
The tentacles happened.
I
Also,
don't know.
also some of the perils of the warp table.
I don't know. Lemon, you want to strip naked and fucking go over there and see what's happening?
I'm thinking of something funny to do or say, but I just leave the carriage and start walking there. Completely dressed and everything. I don't care.
Alright, fuck it. Well, I get out of the cart and I just sit and jump up on top of it and I just sit on top of it.
I will say that going out of the cart at present will put you at risk of the debris from the waves, because it is throwing stones, in some cases boulders, across the streets. Some of these are a risk to the carriage, let alone to you.
I fly awkwardly.
Okay, Layman, as you're flying, you see something in the distance. Your carriage is being tailed.
May I inquire by what it is being tailed?
It's another carriage, a heavier one, pulled by two sturdy-looking, appears to be old, heavily built workhorses. But it's going at a terrific speed.
Do I recognize anything about it?
Doesn't have any odd colorations. It's just this heavy-duty carriage. It's going fast. It's going faster than yours, despite the heavy, debris.
Can I tell the driver to park the carriage while we wait for Lemon? Obviously, I've got no knowledge of the other one. Just say, is there a place where he could kind of position the carriage where it won't get hit by debris and stuff, and he can just stop it for a bit?
We'd have to go inland.
Yeah. Well, could you do that for us, driver? I'll get you a bonus for your trouble. Don't worry, I'm not planning on going over there and picking a fight.
Actually, roll me diplomacy.
Sure. 43.
He wasn't on board until you mentioned extra pay.
Capitalism.
It should be known that your driver, you've not really taken much use of him. You have seen him around the office. He's one of those people. It's like he's very curmudgeonly. He reluctantly pulls into the more narrow side roads. Although he does so with a lurching, quick turn.
Sweet. So I get outside and I just sit on top of the carriage. And I telepathically reach up to fucking Layman and I send him a message that says, fucking, we'll just be waiting for here when you get back. Take your time. Yeah.
Sending out.
Are you guys down there? You's okay?
Yeah. Maybe use the steel sheets to barricade ourselves in some way.
You could definitely put the scrap over the windows to make sure you don't get hit. It'd be pretty simple to do. You just can't lean on them. The carriage isn't terribly roomy. It'd be very easy to do so.
Yeah, fuck it, do that. Go for it.
Yeah, just going to.
How am I doing health-wise after basically spending the journey sitting drinking blood out of a bucket with a ladle?
You're feeling a lot better.
Good to hear it.
You can actually feel your fingertips again.
Have I still got a giant gaping hole in my chest?
Yeah, but it's not as bad as it was.
Oh, good.
Layman, as you're watching, you see the figure driving the actual cart. You see it go past the lane that the others pulled into.
Is it a Jew?
No, it's odd. The figure driving the cart, heavily close as he is, you can tell he's wearing armor. Quite heavy armor at that. He's wearing a helm.
Is he wearing power armor?
No, it's not nowhere near as advanced as that. It just seems to be a suit of, like, at least partial plate.
I would like to stop them.
How would you like to go about that?
I would like to signal them in the most common way assigned to, hey, stop the carriage. Let's talk. A sort of, hand gesture would suffice, I suppose.
Did we see the carriage go by when it passed our ditch?
No, he was far enough away back from you that you'd already turned down another lane by the time that he passed by.
Oh, fair enough.
He seems to be pretending like he didn't hear you.
Carriage drop, please respond.
I repeat myself in a more angry and assertive tone, trying to make clear this is a rather important, crucial situation.
He begins to slow down. It looks like he motions with his hand, indicating he's going to pull up on the left-hand side of the road.
I approach, friendly, weapons sheathed.
Are you going to be approaching from the air or the ground?
I would like to drop on ground level just to, not look even weirder than I already look.
Okay. Like, you're approaching Carl at least a pace. As you're about 10 feet away from him, you suddenly see him spur the horses.
Oh, you just got trolled.
And in doing so, he kicks up an enormous cloud of, like, muck, mud, and even dust, weirdly. Could you roll me a fortitude save, please?
I do have my breathing apparatus.
In that case, it would just be versus the obscurity. I'll roll you a perception check. Just to...
Mm-hmm.
The visor does get spattered with mud, but it is fairly simple to clear out the way. But he's already got a good amount of acceleration.
How far is he?
He's now about 50 feet away, and he's turning down another lane.
Okay,
He's going at a bizarrely fast rate.
Okay, you want to see something fucked up? I want to see something fucked up. Okay, you're gonna see something fucked up. I want to throw my throwing knife into the back of one of his wheels to stop it.
Okay. Roll me it.
Give me a second. Do I get any bonuses?
I will factor that in on my end.
Understood. I also put in inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
You can see your knife bite into the steel rim of the wheel, but as it reaches the wheel arch where you'd normally expect it to, wedge, it just snaps the knife clean.
I should note it's a masterwork throwing knife.
I'm aware.
I am very disappointed in myself right
Oh,
now.
it's a fucking Ghost Rider, man.
Okay, you know what? No, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a free seat next to him?
He does.
Dimension door on the seat. Hey, welcome to Chile.
Okay, then as you teleport in, as turbulent an effort as it is, you do manage to teleport into place. So I will adjust the current bit as it should be. As with the rest of the party, suddenly behind you is this blinding, almost spot like light just erupts through the back of the carriage.
The back of our carriage?
And at this point, I get to show why I had the bot installed.
Oh my god, they fucking went up and around and circled round and went up the back ears.
I always hate it when we get done in from behind.
At least he's wearing like safety stuff, so if he does fall over, he's at least safe.
Alright, so I've been just sitting on top of this carriage, just like looking about the place and stuff like that. Surely I noticed this carriage coming directly at us.
Damn it.
Oh no!
Motherfuckers, you getting chased down?
Oh, come on. I think I know a different sound you could have used for chase.
Oh, fuck off.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Fucking Initial D's playing in the background.
It should be noted that my whole DM created a cavalier archetype specifically for this.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He just changed up gears, but your horses aren't up gears. It's just there for show.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so as this is coming, can I basically yell at the driver, fucking start moving as fast as you can?
He's already doing it.
He's
Roll
playing initiative.
initiative, motherfuckers.
This is fucking retarded!
No, Bill,
They
Bill,
say I
Bill,
don't. They say I don't alter up the tone enough.
Bill, I roll for stealth.
Roll it.
It's just gonna be me and Duck just throwing bombs. Oh no!
If that is insufficient, I'm gonna put in everything I fucking have, my dude.
Oh, fuck, I didn't click myself.
Like, I just don't want the cunt to see me, you know, sitting next to him, just really silently, just like... You can't see me.
Wait, what?
If I pretend I'm not here, you can't see me.
Is it just me or did I not appear in the turn order?
Did you have yourself selected?
Yeah, I did.
It's weird then.
I'll roll again.
Oh fuck, I wasn't selected because we moved him up. Fuck.
Oh, there we go.
This is the only reason I had that button installed, by the way.
Swap it.
This. By the way, this Eurobeat mix is an hour long.
Dude. Sold.
Demon, did you turn off the skip vote?
No, mate.
I have access to it anyway.
You don't have access to it. Fuck you. Oh.
Oh god, and he's first.
Yep.
I just grab a piece, I'll be right back.
Grab a piss, speed it back. Okay.
Fun fact: a first Dreamer Cavalier is an archetype for Cavalier that uses bardic performance.
Oh, fuck's sake.
As you're currently tearing through the narrowest lanes you could find, but he's gaining on you fast.
Did he notice me?
You're not sure yet. He doesn't seem to have
My
reacted to you
girlfriend
yet.
hacked me. She put the cleaning stuff in the toilet. I cannot piss. I'm gonna die.
Pissed in the sink. It's fine.
Yeah, isn't the thing.
Dude,
That's
the
in the
cleaning
bath.
stuff's in there.
That's in the
Half
bath if you need to.
No,
That's in the
it's
shower.
in the bath, it's in the sink, it's everywhere.
God damn. It's out the window.
Piss, I'm gonna spill all my piss.
Mate, empty bottles.
Fucking find
Get
the
'em.
neighbor cat. I need to mark the territory. He knows who's the real boss of the window is.
Thrilling action every week. Tales from my wife's son right here on the
Yeah,
Knuckle
good.
Beach.
Can it be canon that like Richard is just peeing out of the back of the carriage? The other guy. Oh.
As he's chasing after you, he's going to press a button beside him, and suits of full plate armor are going to unfold over his two horses.
See if he activated like nitros or some shit when he pushed that button. I was gonna lose my shit.
This is like the movie Taxi, you know, with the French guy.
He's gaining on you. Okay, next up,
It's me.
Ritualist.
No, it's me.
Oh, fucking thing hasn't fucking. Hang on.
Yeah, it's not.
It's because when it reset, I wasn't selected, so I had to reroll.
I got a fucking plan, my dudes. I got a
I
fucking
have
plan.
as well.
Alright.
Naka, put me next. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna debunk his card in one sentence.
Fair enough. What's it got? First things first, direct the pride. I fucking direct Layman and fucking go after me.
Is he within your distance? He is.
Yep. And I am gonna fucking. I'm gonna launch a silver wave at the reins of the horses, like the thing in the middle. What do you call the thing in the middle?
The yoke?
The what?
The yoke.
The yoke.
Y-O-K-E. Not egg
Fair
yolk. Yoke.
I'm also going to pop my Vigor Scabbard for +4 damage and +4 to hit. So, yep. Let's see. 24, so that's... What did I get for Aiden and Ritualist?
+4.
+4, so, and yeah,
I
+4
just
from me as well.
You only get the. I will say.
Start playing gas as soon as we.
What were you saying, Bill?
Currently, Aiden's bardic performance is not functioning. If she were to attempt to, it would not function.
Okay.
So it's just +4.
She is being counter-songed.
It's a cross
My
tab.
fucking initial B. Yes.
Yes, I wanna see.
That is literally a function of this class, by the way.
Alright. Okay, so I get +4 for Ritualist and +4 for my Scabbard, so that's the +8. So 32.
How about you fucking calculate this shit before rolling it, piece of cunt?
Oh, fucking
There's no
Oh, that's
rush,
strong
there's no
language.
rush.
Whoa.
Fucking, well, I didn't know what I was getting for all the bonuses I fucking currently had, you wankstein.
Anyway,
So yeah,
what's the trade?
32. 32.
Okay, 32. He will attempt to counter.
Oh, I'm -6 if against the wood. Yep. Is it what?
Okay, his right counter fails. This was the yoke, correct?
Yep.
The wood splits. It's broken but not destroyed. You can see it cracking and warping, but it's
Does
just
it
hanging
damage?
on. It damaged it. It just didn't destroy it outright.
I never rolled damage though.
Listen, why you gotta do this to me?
I'm sorry, bro. Alright, I'll go with your flow, sorry. Lemon's gonna ruin everything anyway next time.
I've got a fucking damage calc program. I do your damage here on certain stuff, on Sunder rolls particularly.
I don't even know what I can do for a move action, so I'm gonna end it there. Right, cool. Lemon there.
Okay, he has a feat that means he can counter an attack, but it breaks the weapon he's carrying. It was less risky than actually letting you do damage to it.
Right. But
Listen, when you're making a character whose entire gimmick is driving a fucking carriage, you have to spec so heavily into making it so the carriage does not immediately explode that it renders most of the shit. But my outburst aside, that be all, Knucker.
I assume that's a yes from Naka.
Yep. Ritualist, you're up.
He directed the pride to me.
Ah, true.
Do I get any bonuses from directed pride?
Sorry if you waited.
I don't believe you do. You just get to act next.
Right.
What did they miss? What did Naka do?
Nothing. Naka tried to cut the yoke, but the guy kinda countered, so the yoke is pretty damaged but not destroyed. And Naka directed the pride, so it's my turn.
That's not
And
good.
I'm gonna do exactly the same thing as Naka did. But before I do that, as a bit of role playing, I lean over to the cunt, blowing my stealth, and I just whisper, "You got a shit." And I try to fuck up the yoke. Jesus, how many attacks are there even? Fuck.
Naka,
Do you want an easy answer to that? There's a lever that looks things that decouples it.
Did Naka give a new turn to Layman?
Yeah, he has an
Yes.
ability that lets him shift Layman. He shifted Layman up the initiative order. You'll be going after Layman.
Okay, cool.
I think the lever sounds like a pretty decent idea at this point. I
Roll
would like to
sleight of hand.
pull the lever. Oh, can I do that? Can I do that in stealth?
Yeah.
Oh, Also, I got a feeling that you're trying to set me up for something, but I'm gonna roll with it.
I would not suggest something and then fuck you over on it. That's mean. I'm a mean DM, but I'm not that mean.
Any bonuses to that?
How far are you from me?
In range, definitely.
Yeah, you're in range. If we consider that
Okay.
distance is like 10
As you're reaching forward to get to the lever, a gauntleted fist grabs your wrist, or one of your many wrists. You're face to face with the driver. Now you can take a better look at him. I'll just play the image. This is what he looks like, garbed head to toe in full plate.
Oh, damn.
These weird-looking white eyes.
I will use every one of my arms to pull that fucking lever.
Roll me a strength check.
Wait, I have so many arms.
I know, they're getting a
Okay.
bonus for each one. You get a
Is-
+2 for every arm on a strength check anyway.
Right. What's with my fucking rolls? Jesus.
As you reach forward with all your limbs, he curls one arm around all of them in a bunch, and with his elbow and shoulder, just pins your limbs down.
I use my tongue.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Yeah, let him do it.
You know what? No, I'm going all in. I'm using my tongue, my legs, my head. I'm just using my existence to pull the lever. You got
Roll
you
that
fucked
dex
up.
check, fam. Just see that as he crashes his helmet into your middle of your face, where your nose would be if you had one, bursting your nose into a flurry of blood. You nonetheless reach out and decouple the horses. He looks up with a look of horror on his face.
I just
What the
screamed
fuck
out-
have you done to my fucking right? And he attempts to boot you out of the fucking carriage.
I scream, we're going on a trip.
No. You find yourself airborne.
I dimension door back next. I can't. I know I can't. But...
You find yourself in a gorse bush. For those who don't know what a gorse bush is, it's basically like thorns on crack. Imagine if the entirety of the thorn bush was made of thorns, and they go through like leather.
Can I do anything acrobatics-wise against it?
Yes, you can. Okay, campaign over. This is now a Eurobeat campaign.
But I have one question, okay? Okay, here's the thing. What I want to do is run across those fucking thorn bushes, like in one of those bad Chinese kung fu movies, you know, arms stretched backwards.
Don't you talk shit about wuxia movies to me.
And arms stretched backwards, like Naruto, and just keep up with his...
There's one frame of animation just flurrying across the goddamn countryside.
And if I... Here's the thing. I'm willing to fucking... To get the full damage for that now, like if I fail. Just tell me if that roll is enough to be a kung fu master and run
You
next.
can keep your footing.
Yes. I'm running on thorns, motherfuckers.
You can see him, he has dove from his carriage and has grabbed hold of the yoke and is being dragged behind it. Sparks are flying off the keel of his breastplate.
This fucking battle.
It's beautiful. I love it. The music is so good, so fitting.
Yeah, but I think that's all I can really do for now. Thank you for this amazing opportunity.
Ritualist, you're up.
So basically, this cunt is being dragged away by the horses.
He's being dragged, but the horses are still going where he's pointing them.
So he's basically, how do you say, surfing on
He's road skiing, but like on his chest.
That is the single most metal. Oh no, I was hoping that he was like keeping his footing, you know. Like.
Well, yeah, I'll roll a fucking ride check. He succeeds. He keeps his footing.
Dude, that is the single. Okay, Bill. What just happened last 10 minutes?
At this point, he's not just kept his footing. He is using his spurs like ice skates.
You can see sparks and rock flying everywhere.
This is the single most.
I'm drawing this as a second scene.
Have you just added Heelys to the Pathfinder campaign?
Yes!
Alright, I have to think this. I need to do some cool shit. Like,
Okay, actually, I actually have an ability that keys off this. Daring do.
He's literally just...
Okay, as he's doing this. Okay, now I'll wait until the next end of this bit. Don't worry. But yeah, he's got his footing. Ritualist, what is your action?
Well, as a swift action, I push my head out of the car and look, and then I point my finger at him and laugh hysterically.
That's completely fine.
Then I will take, as a standard action, I will reload my crossbow, remove the standard bolts, and take one of the crystalline bolts I have, and put it in a crossbow. And I will aim at the poor fuck leaning outside. And this thing ignores armor because it's crystalline spikes. I'm going to roll for attack to paralyze the motherfucker.
Roll it down. I should start using Eurobeat earlier.
Agreed.
Oh, Bill, your campaign's plodding and it's got a weird droning tempo to it. Fuck it.
So, is Aiden able to sing, or does that...
Still currently countersonged, which definitely isn't an excuse for me to save some of them at bardic performance in case she needs it.
Okay. Do I hit it?
That will hit. catch him in the shoulder.
Let's see how this this has a little bit different rules. 1d4 plus 1d10 plus bonuses. Music is so good, I fucking love it.
Fucking Eurobeat's so underrated, man. It's impossible to dislike this shit. I'm fucking.
But you do the
The
damage.
bolt buries into his shoulder, and you can see his body go rigid and then limp. All that's left is this locked gauntlet wrapped around the reins, dragging him.
And as a free action, I wave my hand at him.
Hey, sorry, real quick, I gotta run for about 10 minutes. I'll be back afterwards.
You will be safely in the bush until such time that you can return, mate. But I'll say you'll keep pace. I'll just say that the momentum of you hitting that bush has dragged it into a tumbleweed.
Now you like running on top of it.
Yeah, he's running on the tumbleweed, you know, using it as a spinning wheel or some shit like that.
Zorbing across the countryside. It's like the fucking capture orb from the prisoner.
Wait, it's fucking Sandman. He's keeping up with all the fucking horses and shit.
Anyway, Mark 3, you're up.
Right. I'm gonna make a robot. Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a it's an explosion robot. And it's a full space robot. So it should push him back in theory. Where is he? Oh, there you go. So that's the full round. And then it on its own.
This was a great evening to use items.
Might as well just roll for. I mean, I don't need to roll the whole thing. As long as I don't roll a 1, it works. So if it walks out, is it just gonna fall backwards?
Yeah, it's just gonna hit the ground and fucking tumble.
Right.
We're
Okay.
going at about 40 miles an hour currently.
Are we gonna get like a land version of the sea ones now where it just rolls along the road?
Well, let's forget because it's rolling.
You know that fucking vine where they're untangling a sheep from a fence and then they let go of it and it just falls down a mountain. It'll be that for the robot.
It's like it goes out and already it's gone. No, but would it have to do any kind of save? If it jumped out.
It would probably have to make a fort save. Or
Uh,
acrobatics check. Probably an acrobatics check.
right.
You're back.
What would that be though?
Fucking power surge.
It's an acrobatics phone.
Acrobatics. That's with a +0.
That's
I'll
dead.
take that.
Roll it, Pam. Go, my child. Dum, dum, dum. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good enough, but it's not bad.
It's a perfect roll.
It just kind of hits the ground and just pancakes
So
into it.
I'm just assuming that that's gonna go like back directly backwards, even if I try and aim it. Yeah, like that. So false. Let's have a look. Give me a second. It does.
You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Roll me an attack roll, a ranged attack roll from you.
I'll range attack roll. Fair enough.
Because at this point, it's not so much aiming. You're just aiming when you throw it.
Oh no, I'm not throwing it. It walks out. Like I can't
I
actually
know,
throw
but
it.
it's like bowling badly. he doesn't really have any locomotion of his own. Yeah, you just kind of bowling ball it down. Okay. I might hit one of the horses.
Well, wherever you want it to hit, but it still explodes.
Okay, what's the damage? You
It's,
partially hit. It's not full hit, but we'll do some damage.
just tell me wherever it lands. Because it's not. If it lands over there, then it's not going to hit him at all.
Well, it hits the carriage and the horse.
Oh, I see.
I said the carriage. What's left of it?
Is it the carriage like the way behind us?
Yeah, the carriage has just spun out into a hedge.
So it does 2d6. But where is the force? Does not do it. If the force chosen. I think you should do some kind of pushback effect, but for whatever reason it doesn't say on it. That's great. Give me a second.
Fucking love you.
Yeah, just it does force damage, so that is. Where's explosion?
I bet he feels really stupid about those armored horses now. Maybe we could kill them a bit early.
It's still so it does force damage, but also does a bit of electric damage as well. I think it's
The
meant to
horses
knock back.
shrug it off.
Where the
That armor, whatever it's made of, just shrugged that off like it's nothing.
I suddenly become very interested in the armor of the horses.
It's this lustrous black neck.
I think it's kind of... I appraise.
That's adamantine. It's really expensive stuff.
Alright, so what happened while I was dealing with the power surge?
Rituals, that's high grade hardened adamantine.
Oh.
That's high end armor, and the fact that it unfolded tells you that it is an amulet. What's called an amulet of arming.
Red, can you hear? The hand rubbing.
Flames are just pouring from between his fingertips. That's how fast he's rubbing his hands together. Next up, Seamus.
Right, would I be able to use one of my bombs from my Eidolon?
Yeah, what would you be attaching the bomb to?
Well, no, I'd be more throwing a Tanglefoot bomb, just sort of trying to hit in between the horses, so they're both like caught in the Tanglefoot bag.
Fire away.
Okay. One second. Okay. This should be the roll added. This is including ritualist bonus stuff.
That'll hit. You're gaining ground. You're widening the gap.
Did I see what effect the Tanglefoot bag had?
Well, it's gumming up the sections of the plate, and it's slowing them down. They haven't been glued in place or tripped, but they have been slowed down significantly.
Was he caught in the radius at all?
Well, depends where you wanted to aim it. Just right. If you want to hit him, you can try. But he's currently paralysed.
So it wouldn't be- I guess.
Maybe I lost one human sacrifice night, but I gained a new one.
And I guess I'll just do two. I'll shoot my revolver. Sort of. Is there much connecting the horses to the yoke left?
There is the reins, which appear to be chain, and then there's the wooden yoke itself, which is iron shod and made of good quality wood.
Bill, if I roll because I have a ride as a skill, what would happen if I would try to jump on the horses? Try to take control or something.
You could attempt to. It'd be risky, but it'd be a DC 25 acrobatics check to jump on, and you could try and steal both horses, essentially.
I have a ride of 10.
It's doable.
And I've just realised what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump out of the carriage and summon my mount.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a mount. Fuck yeah. Good.
I'm just going to make you bigger because the mount is already on my fucking picture.
and I'll just, for now, I'll keep up next to the carriage.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Layman is out of the room.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm actually.
hang
I'm
on, no,
actually
he's back. He's back.
Hey.
You can just watch him being dragged across the ground by his locked gauntlet.
What happened on Lemon's last time?
Oh, he jumped out. Well, he got knocked out of the carriage due to opportunity.
Oh.
and I stuck up a paralyzing bolt, etc. So he's now being dragged by horses, completely paralyzed.
You can see in places
so-
his breastplate's been ripped apart by the actual.
Layman, I'm sorry to say, it's not your turn. You get jumped ahead, remember? You don't get to take the turn here. Act like a silver coin for pointing that out because everybody missed it.
Oh my god.
So what
Well done,
happens
Maka.
when he's now?
Christ, you're not the Jew out of this party, are you?
You get a small silver coin. Fun fact:
So
there are different sizes.
So what happens now with my turn thingy?
You already took your turn ahead of time after Nuka, so it will be his turn.
Yep.
Nuka,
Well,
he shouldn't be able to move, but you can just see him slowly reach forward, straining against, like, his breastplate is now glowing red, like cherry red hot from the friction of the road, and you see him grasp the yoke, and he's moving hand over hand, shimmying up the yoke.
You're going to get another bolt, boy.
He is an initiator. That is a move you haven't seen before, you've heard of. It's called Ironheart Surge. It allows its user to push through debilitating effects.
Christ.
Normally he wouldn't even be able to, he can only think. But Ironheart Surge is literally using willpower to just force your way through stuff like paralysis. Being like anything can be. It's going on despite that. Very few people use it these days because Ironheart it's a very archaic form of initiation, and it's very hard to use.
So,
But regardless, you can see him stand up on the yoke. He is currently stood on the yoke. One hand on the hands on the chains controlling the horses.
oh fuck, is the cart gone?
The cart is gone. It's just him and the yoke.
Sweet.
And he will use one of his bardic performances. At sixth level, the first Dreamer Cavalier, his vehicle accelerates to nearly unheard of speeds. While being a driver or mounted, the move speed increases by 10 times its normal movement speed. Any allied riding vehicle deal an additional 1d6 points of fire damage on all attacks made for 1 round after moving the speed. In addition, the ground behind the mount or vehicle ignites, dealing 1 fire damage to any creatures that passes through it or into it, and going after 1 round.
I'm just reconnecting quickly.
Not only is he gaining,
He's gone.
he overtakes you.
Do I get an attack opportunity as he passes by?
No, because he's overtaking on the left side. He has to go on to...
Well, that's dangerous.
Let's put it this way. He has to literally jump up across both of the horses to bring them in close enough to fit on the left side. And there are flames trailing from the wreckage dragged behind the cart.
Oh Christ.
And he's used his swift action to initiate that, a standard action to use his maneuver, and he uses move action to stand up, so that'll be his turn.
Did you say something there? Because I've been cutting out since I got back after the power cut.
It is your turn.
Oh, right, fair enough. So, what exactly did he do? Sorry, I'm behind everything. Like I said, everything's cut out.
He managed to pull himself from paralysis.
Alright, cool. Where is Lehman currently right now?
He's in the hedge.
Well, he's running along it, really.
It should be noted that the horses you're carrying, as coked up as your horses might be, and they are very coked up, there's more than just fucking horse feet in those bags on their noses. They are freaking out because they're on fire.
The horses that
the
chariot or the enemy?
You're like trailing behind this guy as he moves. He is just trailing this inferno.
What if we just stop though?
Yeah.
Like he's really got him really, really fast. So if we just stop, like he's in momentum, I mean, he's not going to be going. He's going to have to turn around.
That's a bit anticlimactic though, isn't it?
No, because he's going to have to turn around, and then we know where he is, so we can plant traps before he gets there. Unless he's going to be doing some fucking ace drifting.
I know.
If we stop, I can put the ice on the road, the perfect ice, and just freeze the road and see how the fuck does he rides on that shit.
Alright.
Freeze the road.
Because he's going to not be able to use his fire attacks either, because that after he's used that like speed boost, it's only for one turn, isn't it?
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna fucking aid Ritualist for whatever he's doing next turn as a attack thing, and not the defensive aid another. And I'm also gonna get back Silverwave this turn.
Just one question: if you can look at the Pathfinder Private to see the art of the poor guy.
Oh god.
I'm also going to tell the cart driver, fucking just stop. If that's the plan then. Why is Doc massive?
Because he's on a horse.
Basically, we have two plans. One plan is for me to shoot him, not him, but one of the horses with the paralyzing arrow. And basically, just stop seeing how he's going to drive with one engine.
What would happen if we just separate the because he's clearly on the middle of the thing, right? If we just separate the rope that's connecting the horses to that, what would happen?
Well, he's currently got hold of both. He's got his hands on the chain that goes to the bridle of the horses.
Right.
So he could jump up onto one of the other horses. This guy is like, it's a ride check, and you can tell this guy's very good at ride checks.
Okay, so I tell the driver to stop then.
Upon that, your driver will just slam on the brakes as hard as he can. Everyone roll me acrobatics to keep your footing.
If we don't have acrobatics, what do we roll? Dexterity or... Bill, what do we roll? Dexterity or...
Dexterity if you haven't got acrobatics.
Could they roll right instead?
Yes, ride would be acceptable as well.
Then roll my right. Will he get a +4 from me or...
Okay, it's a bumpy. It is bumpy. Richless, you're feeling a bit whiplashed. Oh fucking me, Mo. That you don't. You're fine. Yeah, everyone's fine with that. Let's see what he does. He will do his only option. Oh, hang on.
Well, are we drifting, fam?
Fun fact: there are rules to this.
This is going to be such a good drawing.
Oh god, it turned sideways.
As he turns the curvature of the road, you can see red light trailing from the eyes of his horses, and he comes to a stop.
I just got that.
This is so cool. This is like the coolest shit ever.
Can we reverse?
Has anybody made a multi-horse drifting joke yet?
I've been holding off on it.
How many horsepower is that cart?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
2.
Thanks.
I'd prefer multi-horse drifting, if you know what I'm saying. Ooh.
Okay, so the characters come to a crashing halt. Ritualist.
So he crashed or he stopped?
He is drifted at this time.
So he's standing right here.
Yeah.
So how far is he? Is there some way I can throw this on a save distance, basically to make it here so it's outside of our range? Will it be better to give it to Duck or to somebody?
You could fire. It is slim enough that you can fire it from your crossbow.
Okay. Doug, do you have any bonuses for throwing things or something? Basically, this thing is primed to basically as soon as it lands, it will just explode in ice. Doug,
Sorry, what?
do you have anything for sorry? Do you have anything for throwing? Same as.
Anything for throwing? As in to help you throw, or anything to throw?
Help to throw. I have a thing that needs to be thrown at least above 60 feet, so it's outside of our range.
I mean, I don't think so, unless my Eidolon could throw it. And but then again, I don't think that would work either.
Okay, then I'll just. Can I, as a move action, climb on top of the car to get height bonus? Yes, I'll do that. And then I'll load it in a crossbow and fire it at this. What is the bonus for height?
Bonus for height is +1 to hit.
Oh. Okay, and basically just needs to hit above him, somewhere here to fuck him up. Nope.
Yes, sir.
I rolled a 24.
Yeah, that will hit. Sorry about that. I'll get out of it.
So basically, I hope that like this whole region is just covered in ice.
He is. In a moment, you see everything around him just flash freeze. And the built-up heat that was lapping around him extinguishes in an instant. You can see his entire breastplate fracture and shatter from the change between heat and cold. And with it, you see some of his limbs follow suit.
Ouch. Fucking Ritualist is MVP, to be honest. Fuck's sake.
Your own horses rear up at near proximity to it.
And one more item removed from the from the list.
Pool of frozen red spreads out across the ground like a glacier.
Basically, is he dead? And what about the horses?
Horses and him both dead.
Shit.
Or at least, or in his case, dying. and you
This
can see
is-
that you can see the light is draining out of his eyes first.
Can anybody, if the fight is over, can I rush over and try to?
If the ice is still going. If you go within 60 feet of him, you will be hit with the damage as well.
Yeah.
And perfect ice will kill you fast.
Yeah, then fuck it, I'll keep in the distance. I assume I have this knowledge when I bought the ice, I just didn't get time to ask it though. So this is the end of the fight. What about the cart in the background?
This was like the car is a little more wreckage, but it's made of dark wood.
Yeah, I mean,
really
the
much-
question was anybody else in there?
No,
Any
just him.
remains? Any clues, papers, any shit? Perception?
Bounty papers.
Oh shit, fam. Would they say anything? Is it
Say
anybody specific?
Each of them is an order. It doesn't look local. You know the local, yeah, Reeve stationery. It's not that. This is more mainland stuff. It's not specific to the person. It just says missing persons. Reward for any information. Each of them, you recognize a few of them. Nuka
Yeah.
and Mark III, recognize a few of them as meals of theirs.
Nice.
You remember?
But one of them is different. Or two, in fact. Double check on it. One is this disheveled looking at an old man. Missing person. Wizard Gilead. Fish captain.
The captain.
Last seen 2 weeks ago. 200 gold piece reward for information. Another one. Ebenezer Kodre. You recognize that one. Specifically that you've set up shop in his house. Having dealt with him and his monstrous wife. No, fiancé.
Who knew actions had consequences?
When will you learn that your actions have
I mean-
consequences?
Is there like a name who's interested in these missing persons? Like
If any information, please relay to the Reeve.
Who's the
I'd say the Reeve, for those who don't know, Reeve is an archaic form of the word sheriff. The term it derives from Shire Reeve. In essence, it's a constable, it's the head of the guard. It gives a office outside of Portlet, also known as the Fallen Capital. It used to be the trade hub of the Isle, but something happened to it. No one really talks about it. It's just no one goes there anymore.
So, it doesn't actually list any of their names, it just says that these people are missing, yeah?
Yeah, the only place you mentioned it is that on Gilead's one, it mentions last seen in the company of, and it lists your names.
Oh. You know, I just realised that he was chasing after us and I immediately turned around and launched a blade beam and that's how it started. Like, he could have just been trying to catch up to us or something, you know?
Well, fuck.
He didn't. He didn't give the. He didn't show any kind of remorse. He was like,
Well, to
I'm
be
gonna
fair,
still chase you.
like you know he was a bad guy because he didn't salute us on the road. Like you know people who don't do that.
Oh yeah, he was our cart door neighbour and they never even acknowledged it. Fucking shocking. I say to Ritualist, can I have those papers, please?
Yes, sorry, is the Gilead, who was that again? The captain in our
Yes.
house with the lost memory?
Yes.
Yes.
He says that he's been missing for 2 weeks. That's not possible. You spoke to him only a week ago.
Yes.
Has anyone checked the local
I
suicide
just
bars?
give him these other papers and I say, I think I'll keep this one. I think we need to have the talk about the good captain.
Yes, but can I have those papers?
Yeah.
I would like to have them, thank you. Layman's still in the bush somewhere. That's to him. Other than the captain. All agreed?
Sure.
Yep. Because everybody here, I'm pretty sure, is evil. Do you know?
That's an assumption.
So, well, as in, like, we generally
prefer
do shady stuff. Let's keep this to ourselves for now. Well,
I mean-
other than the captain.
It's a matter of perspective, really.
Listen,
I mean-
200 gold is 200 gold.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
just doing the Lord's work.
Let's just keep this to a need to know basis. But maybe when we get home, we will go and see this captain guy and basically let him know, as good upstanding citizens, that we didn't do that shit.
I'm worried about him.
Yeah, let them know that we're good upstanding citizens and we are fully compliant and we had nothing to do with that stuff. Sound good?
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'll be taking these and I will fucking stick them in. You know what, Duck? Put them in your portable hole, these documents, and keep them there.
I may suggest we either burn the remains of the car and other stuff just to hide the evidence, because obviously leaving evidence leads to people tracing us in car.
Good idea. How much is there anything of value left, or has it all been fucked by the ice?
Even his armor shattered.
Are horse armors still?
The horse armor has retracted into its amulet, but the amulet's damaged.
Both of them?
You notice that each of the horses, they've got this kind of, at the very front of its tack is a very small amulet. They don't look like they've work for normal people. It looks like it's purely for barding.
Fuck it.
I'll be taking them anyway to study. Can I take both of them?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You notice the driver himself also had an amulet, but it's cracked. It's beyond repair, and it just looks half melted.
Well, fuck it. I'll take it too.
It does. It's you try to take it away from the body, but it's not moving.
Sorry, could you repeat that, Bill? I completely cut out there again. Sorry about the power cut.
The amulet is apparently welded to him in some fashion because you're trying to take it away, and the chain is it will not move from his body.
Okay, so all this stuff sitting here, if I was going to ask somebody to make all this shit no longer be here, I'm going to say, Duck, are you the man for the job?
Boom boom.
Okay. Upon turning it, you basically walk up to the remains, energize it as a bomb, and detonate it. And the bomb exploding consumes it completely.
So there's nothing, they just fade into dust?
Yeah, they just kind of implode.
Well, good, because I just want a quiet life.
Fuck right off.
Dab! I'll literally dab. Tell me you heard the actual dab.
I felt something, but it wasn't.
He literally crumbles into dust.
Bill, can I use the thing I just did on him on Nuka?
No, because that aspect of it only works on objects.
Lovely.
And then only if they're actually damaged enough to be consumed.
Does a corpse
hang
become
on,
an
wait,
object?
I actually have a sound effect for this. Hang on. Oh, these fucking objects are so useful.
What's it called? Do corpses become objects when do people
Yes.
die when they are killed? Basically, I don't know, good stuff. Brilliant.
Basically, how Killer Queen works.
Excellent. Fucking Duck, you are now one of my top guys after today. Well done, you're great. I love you.
Yeah.
Very gay, to be honest.
Well, at least you know, I'm there for you, buddy.
All right. Well, I imagine we
Yeah,
go.
buddy?
We go collect Layman from his hedge and throw him in the back of the cart, and then we head home. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Let's just
Okay.
ignore him.
It's getting close to sunrise.
Let's go.
Let's get
You can
fucked.
see it crest. You can see the sun crest, like just coming up. Dawn's breaking. Luckily, the carriage is equipped with coffins for both you and Mark III.
I hope
Can you
mine's
use multiple coffins?
Yeah, as long as it's got dirt from your home world or homeland there.
But I mean, like, does mine have like a technical vibe to it? Does it have that
Yeah.
like aesthetic?
It unfolds.
Nice.
Technically, since I reincarnated on this island, isn't this whole island my homeland?
Technically speaking, yes, but it's a particular site. As long as it has dirt from that site, it's good.
Okay.
Mine's just kind of like a tube. I imagine it.
As you're falling into torpor, Naka, and Mark III, it's a weird kind of half dream. You see that amulet he had around his neck crumble to dust and reform. Only there's a chain running from it. That same kind of off-green amulet with a broad kind of fine, almost like a jewelry chain, winding around this very intricately carved golden key.
Do we perceive the
And-
dream together?
Yes.
So we both acknowledge that can feel each other's presence still?
Only dimly.
Ooh.
And you can hear the driver's voice. You only heard it once, but you can recognize it. I sacrifice.
It's pretty metal, fan.
And then a gauntleted fist, wreathed in jet black flames, grasps the key. And we'll call it there for a night, folks. Hope everyone at home's had a nice experience. Those of you who came here mainly because you found out Richard dumped Sargon's campaign playing this, welcome to the show. Hope you'll join us next week, where we probably won't be clashing with Sargon.
The clashing
And-
of Sargon.
Clashing with.
Yeah, I didn't see any major spikes, so I don't.
Sado v Soar.
The clashing of Sargon. The clashing of skeptics. Someone has to write that.
Oh,
in any case,
God.
folks, hope everyone had a nice time.
Mm.
Hope everyone enjoyed themselves and found this interesting. And hope to see you all next week. That's a bye from me in DMing seat, and a farewell from us and the crew. Have a nice week.
What's up?